Am I muted?
Volume?
Did you send me the thingy?
I did.
We should all be good. We should all be unmuted.
The roof is on fire.
No,
You left the door unlocked?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, I didn't.
As long as Nick T didn't lock it.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Oh no! That's actually great.
That was a really good use of it.
I think we're live. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for someone to confirm it.
There's multiple confirmations in the chat.
Oh, yeah, word? Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. This is episode 99, A New Path Forward. This is going to be breaking down in depth the episode that saw no duel, but saw all of the aftermath regarding Udius and his journey.
I think he's lying right now.
No duel?
There was a duel. The samurai dude in the Beetle Bro.
Yeah.
Beetle Bro and Samurai. You left them out in the cold?
Beetle helmet.
The cicada,
Beetle
the
helmet.
last cicada
The
samurai?
last cicada, bro. What is this guy? This guy's trash talking.
Yeah,
this
it's kind of
player,
crazy,
you know?
actually.
All right. No, keep going.
As I was saying, no duel, and all the fallout between Yugioh, not between Yugioh, but regarding Udius and our crew in the wake of Yugioh. And we got a lot to talk about. Not only that and Udius and the episode in general, but does the word at the end mean that the Valkyrians will be back maybe sooner than we all expected as per last week? Yes. And what is Yuga's role going to be in the final stretch here of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush Season 2. We'll break that all down. We'll give our thoughts. I want to thank everybody here, the team, Cal, Nick T, and Dredge. Pete is on his way as far as I'm aware, so I imagine Pete will be here soon. Boys, how are you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Dredge,
Good, how are you?
I'm gonna
Could definitely be better.
I'm gonna out Dredge right now.
Yep, do it.
He's addicted to Rush Duel and Duel Links.
No, I'm
He's-
checking text messages right now.
Oh, okay. But
But I won't lie to you.
You
he's
were
been dueling.
PvP.
He's not wrong, bro.
No, he's
Go
Russian.
5, baby.
He's
Go 5.
Russian.
Let's go.
He's trying to get to COG. Will he get to COG before the end of the stream?
I don't know.
No shot.
End of the
Not even
stream.
close.
He was on a 3 streak when he got here, but ran into
I just hit a
I
three-peat.
bricked
brick.
2 hands in a row.
carried a couple of bricks around.
Ugh, tough.
But yeah, fun stuff. So, man, we got a lot to go into. Do any of you guys want to start us off here, episode 99?
All right, Cal, do your joke, and then Dilly can go. There you go.
He's got him.
Dredge is not in a mood.
He's got him
man.
dead to
I
rights.
know. You know, and the funny thing is, I was going to say, you know what? Maybe I will start.
Yeah, of course you were. Yeah,
I'd lo-
you know what? You know-
Hey, 2020 is hindsight, right?
Yeah,
You know.
If you want me to start, I'll start.
Before you start,
See?
no. You can
Yeah.
start. I have very rudely not thanked everybody who donated.
Oh
and
my God!
super chatted.
You're not like that old man on the thingy, the YouTube things. You know?
So a huge thank you to everybody who
dead.
donated and or super chatted in last week's episode. Huge thank you to Dark Emperor J, Pink Penguin, Natalie, Crystal Colden, Colin Cleaves, Ice Aiden, Jack TCG VCG, aka Jack Knight, formerly known as Electric Kevin, Pick Rick, JR Glenn, Goose, and a special thank you to Anonymous Anime Lover and Maddie, who both donated very, very generous amounts last week. Anonymous, Maddie, thank you both so much. I'm truly grateful for all of you. And to everybody that donated last week, thank you. There's 2 ways to donate if you'd like to support this channel and the podcast. The super chat feature on YouTube or through the link in the description. It's not required at all. It's not necessary. It's not expected. All that I want is for you guys to hopefully have a good time watching and listening to us. So huge thank you to all of you guys. Cal, do you actually want to start us?
Yeah, but I'm going to need you
Check
to
the
check the link.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Some
He
cries.
did get me. Angie, thank you so much. Angie is back.
dude.
$50 donation,
Very
Angie.
nice.
Thank you so
Yeah.
freaking much. I've actually not
Angie.
spoken to you since you've arrived, which I got to do better with that. But
Yeah, you do.
who is back again? It's Riri back. Tell a friend. I'm joking. I actually read that. It's Riri.
Wait.
Riri is back to trolling.
If she said that, I'd be more
She didn't
impressed.
say that.
Oh,
She-
That was pretty good, man.
Thank you.
On the
riffing
fly.
your-
He's
That's pretty
riffing
good.
He riffed a little bit.
Look at this dude.
I may have tampered in college, with
I may have
with the freestyling,
Sorry, finish.
Dude, I can't,
No.
man. That's just...
Did you miss me? Yes, we did miss
course.
you, Angie. Well, I am caught up to Go Rush. but not so much podcast. Oops, what new sounds? This is one of my favorites.
Is there a growing
Manabu.
movement in America?
In terms of Manabu. Rightfully so.
I mean, this guy sucks.
Yeah, so we got some anti-Manabu stuff on the chat.
definitely do.
Have I added anything else? I don't really. I haven't. I mean, I've
What do
added
you
a lot
mean,
of.
Ed? You added
I did add a lot of
a
generic
page.
sounds. This kind of goes over Dredger's past weekend.
Dude, I walk into this kid's basement today, and he says, "Yo, this is Dredge's weekend," and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what the hell is the only thing I'm doing? And then, mind you, then he says, so this is just, I'll dox us slightly. There's this bar called Donovan's. It's a beach bar, meaning you go during the summer and the summer alone.
Correct.
Dylan's like, Dredge, weren't you at Donovan's? I'm like, bro, it was raining for one and 30-something degrees. What do you mean I was at Donovan's? Like,
Yeah.
Sunday was mad nice though.
Sunday was nice enough to go.
Oh, Sunday was great.
But still, like,
Yeah.
that's just, yeah.
Well, Angie,
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
we're happy to have you back. Thank you so much for the very, 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 very generous donation. Thank you, Angie. Looking forward to seeing you again real soon. And thank you. Yeah, you really haven't missed much. I mean, really. Although I did go to the dentist. So I went to the dentist
Jesus.
on Tuesday, yesterday. Went to the dentist. First time, it's gross. First time in over 5 years. Because I just pre-COVID. Up until that point, I was always very good with every 6 months.
Yep.
Very good with it. So went to the dentist. First time since like early 2019. Do you want to guess how many cavities?
I'll abstain. 'cause I know
Oh,
the
okay,
answer.
okay.
I know the answer.
you wanna
So
guess?
when's the last time you went?
5 years.
Early
2019.
2019.
So it's funny. I feel like this might be a trick question. Because I'm someone who like I need some wood. We got
You
some
take good
Cal,
care
you
of
got your wood
yourself.
out right now. I need to knock on some wood because I've never had a cavity.
Oh, so
Swear
I've
to
had
God.
3
Never had
prior.
cavities.
I had 3 prior, just for reference.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like,
You guys.
you knew what I meant, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I know what you meant.
I didn't know if you knew what I meant. I'm gonna go with a simple answer of 2.
Okay, that was my expectations, by the way, going in. Nick
So
T.
clearly it
I'm
wasn't
just
that.
gonna just one.
Okay,
It's
Can
0.
I say the answer?
Caliber can say the
Is
answer.
it over under 5?
So the answer to your question is
No.
You know.
not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10.
Yeah.
10
You have 10 cavities?
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, bro.
I do, every
Stop
night.
eating the
Oh,
marshmallows.
that's the
It's the
issue.
marshmallows.
That's the
It's-
issue.
bro,
I brush
bro.
my teeth every night, and I don't floss, admittedly,
You know what?
and that's.
I'm gonna go on a limb
I
and
just
say
bought a
up
waterfall
until
set.
last year, it could have been 0. But the moment you got that was your downfall right there.
Oh, the s'mores.
So I gotta blame Megan for giving me the s'mores maker.
No.
Right, that was a white elephant.
You stole that in White Elephant. You didn't have to
And
get
you
it.
can only blame
You
yourself.
stole it.
You can only blame yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's the crazy thing. I brush my teeth every night, but
still a piece of
admittedly I don't floss. I floss. I'm when the dentist asked if I floss. I asked, well, what flossing do you mean? And he said like the teeth. And I said, no, I don't do that type of flossing. Because I'll hit a mean floss. I got
I
no
would have
issue
put a
with it.
drill right to your brain.
Yeah, I might have too. To be honest with you.
So anyway, 10. There's nothing very serious at all going on. He said they all looked
yeah,
pretty
other than
minor.
having 10 cavities.
Yeah, he said they all looked minor, but yes,
But it's
fine. That's-
10.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
a lot.
I was worried that I had like gum disease or something because I haven't experienced any discomfort with my mouth, but like if you don't go for that long, like especially for someone like me who was adamant every 6 months, that was concerning.
You fell off, bro.
Yeah, I did fall off. So,
Yeah, but now you're
you know.
back on.
Now I'm back on. I just got to get 3 different appointments to get those fillings,
Oh.
and they're each like over an hour. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, what's
so,
an hour, though?
ladies and gentlemen, you should floss. That's my
And
advice
not
for
the
you.
Fortnite. floss.
Also, and you
can
should
do
also
both.
probably go to the dentist. Although I'm in your boat right now, I need to do that.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
been about the same for me almost.
Yeah, you should. Well, you guys don't eat as much sugary crap as I do.
Yeah, but
His barrier. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, he has. How is this?
So anyway,
That's
Judge
all right.
is just doing away.
all right. Anyway, enough.
I said I was.
Enough
I didn't
about
lie.
oral hygiene. Angie, thank you for the donation. 99. If you want to start us, my man, you can start us, dude.
All right. Do
Beautiful.
it. So this episode was itself a roller coaster because I wasn't expecting
I
much
see what you
out of
did
it.
there. See what you
Saw
did
how I
there.
did that? I wasn't expecting much out of it, but it ended up being like a fun episode. You know, it was it was very heartwarming and like kind of cute that they were going out on a day and like Yuhi and Yuma were clearly worried about Udius, and even Epoch was worried about Udius.
Yes.
So they're all trying to make sure he's having a good time. And I mean, the idea that he's still, after everybody is gone, feels the same way about like, oh, I would duel right now to disappear, because not doing something to not disappear just means you're not there anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really deep to pull out of these employees just not caring about their duel because the place is closing. Like, it was a really cool way to parallel it into just like kind of a normal situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought they did that really well, and then obviously the ending kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop when they decided to show our boy up in the ship.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to dip into the preview.
We will talk about everything.
But yeah, I mean,
regarding that,
the
yeah.
episode itself, wasn't expecting too much, and for what we got, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.
Dude, I'm ecstatic. Well, I'll say this. I really enjoyed the episode. I thought the episode was of the fillery-esque, and I don't want to, it's not filler, but so I don't want to call it that, but you know what I mean. Fillery-esque, like kind of like episodes that are away from our dueling, like non-dueling episodes. I thought this one was probably the best that Go Rush has had so far. Coming off of episodes that had been amazing in the Denwa Muda death scenes with them upsetting the twins, and then, of course, the Yugioh episode, which I think is one of the best episodes, if not the best episode of the show. Yeah. I think the show, this arc, has been on a complete tear, and I've really, really enjoyed it. But, man, this episode did such a great job of lulling me into a false sense of security, the same way all the characters were lulled into a false sense of security that everything is fine when everything is clearly not fine. In the first few minutes, I'm watching the episode and I'm like, all right, we're waiting for Yugioh to blow up. We know the blow up's going to come. We know they got to get to like the trauma and the actual raw emotions that Yugioh is being the last Valkyrian alive. And then as the episode went on, I was like, I kind of forgot about it. Like, I genuinely did. Like, they're riding the roller coaster. Now, that roller coaster is no King Ka, it's no El Toro, it's no Nitro. Maybe it's a coaster I'd ride once and then say, yeah, I'll let the younger kids enjoy it. But I will say, outside of the schematic design of the roller coaster, which again, not huge on, I did enjoy the concept of them riding the roller coaster, riding the merry-go-round, enjoying all of these rides. I'm a huge roller coaster guy, huge adrenaline junkie, and so that was something that really spoke to me. And then I just felt like the writing of this episode was so on point, not only with the twins not being able to handle the traumatic situation that they were in, and they weren't able to talk to Yugioh about it, and they didn't know how to go about it. There's people our age that wouldn't know how to handle something like that. These twins, let alone, are 12, 13, 14, however old they are. So for them not to be able to handle it and not know what to do made total sense. And I thought that was a very real conversation that they had right before going to the amusement park on the bench. But even like the funny gag things of the character, I don't remember any of their names, but the character that like took the photo of them on the roller coaster and then
like
tried
the
to
spider?
the spider, and then it wasn't a photo, it was like something that he stitched together, but that's obviously what it was supposed to be. Yeah, and as someone, Nick T, I know you've been to Great Adventure somewhat recently.
I have,
There's so many roller coasters you go on, or rides in general, where they force you to walk past the area where you see the photos and you have the option to buy
I gotta take a look at myself.
Right.
Like, how much is this? $45? No, thank
yeah,
you.
right. We can make it $80 if you buy two and they come with frames. It's like, I'm not going to do that. Yeah,
Bro,
that's all right.
I was in, Nicole's not watching, so I can
It was
say
so
that.
good,
I
though.
was in, we were in Bahamas, and we did like a dolphins thing. It was like, you like swimming with the dolphins.
Hell yeah.
And Nicole's like, we have to do it. And then, of course, they have the freaking picture shop. And we're walking past, and I'm already like halfway at the store, and I see, and I'm like, what the I see her in there staring. I'm like, you son of a... I'm like, I'm so done right now. So she ends up, let's just get one. Hey, it's just $56. I'm just like, just take my credit card. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's one of those. That you just
you're
take the card.
You're
we're
in
going
the
to call.
Bahamas, like, yeah.
Yeah, you have to. But
And it's dolphins. It's a cool picture. Roller coasters, there's so many of them. So, like, dolphins, I feel like, is unique enough to justify it. But
that you could repeat. That's a repeatable
correct,
thing, too.
correct.
Like, I can go on El Toro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
like,
guess that's fair.
Tower of Terror, which is probably one a lot more people are aware of
yes,
in Orlando, if you're in Disney and Hollywood Studios. If you ride that, the exit is through a gift shop. You have to walk, and there's so many rides that are set up like that. So even the writing from the amusement park side of things was, to me, so accurate and so on point that I think it probably raised my overall enjoyment of the episode when it was in its kind of like goofy state, and that helped take me off guard as to what was actually going on. And Yugioh's voice actor delivers, I believe, his greatest performance of the show during that outburst line where I was genuinely like terrified. When someone's going through like a trauma response or a crisis response, like you don't know what they're going to do. They're very unpredictable. When Yugioh walked up on that stage and was like yelling at these kids, I was like, is he gonna like punch one of these kids in the face?
It could've.
Like, it's so out of character for him. But like when you're in a state like that, like you don't
know.
Yeah, like you're on flight or fight, and it was a very scary scene. But looking back on it, man, it was such a powerful and well done scene. To add on to what Caliber said, yeah, I mean, I think it was wonderful as well at the end, the line that he gave where he was like, I'm finally gonna start finding a path forward. You know, Aura from Entame Subs reached out to me. She made a good point that I agree with. When he put on that dual disc to duel them, I think at that point he was fine with dying. I don't think he really saw a path forward for himself, and that's why he said that to the twins afterwards, which makes that whole sequence that much more powerful. So for a non-dueling episode that was more of a comedic episode for part of it, there was always that underlying serious tone. And I thought they executed it really, really well. And then at the end, we'll talk about it. The Valkyrians are going to get revived. If it happens before the end of season 2, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, I think me and you were more at the. I think it was like a buy sell hold, right? 2 weeks ago we did buy sell hold on that, did we not?
I believe so.
We may have.
We
Yeah,
did. I think you asked the Valkyrie. I think that was a buy sell hold.
I track our answers, so I'll look into that.
I think you said that they would be back by the end of the season. The end.
No, I said they'd be back by the end of the show.
I think I was with you.
I
on the
remember
show,
last week I said I'm 95% sure they will not be revived by the end of the season, which I did feel that way last week. So listen, does it mean they're going to get revived in the next 3 episodes? We'll talk more about that. I don't want to say I wouldn't like that. I'll just be honest, but we'll talk more about that a little bit. Want to stick generally now, and then of course Yugioh. And don't you just get the evil Empire role from him, man? Oh my God!
They showed him. It wasn't a good feeling. I didn't feel good about
dude.
it.
It reminded it invoked the same feeling in me as all of those Otis scenes in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s.
Precisely.
It just did. Where it's like, okay, this character has an aura about him. I don't know what he's up to. I've got no idea how to interpret this character, but I just feel like something's off with him.
Yeah,
and that's
certainly.
Exactly what I got. And the fact that he's being called the Obstructor.
Yeah,
obstructing all the Valkyrians from being revived.
That's what I picked
For
up.
what reason? That's insane. We're going to talk a lot more about that.
Also, when he's in the ship, he literally says like, "Yeah, I think it's time to go," or something like that. I got to get out of here.
And that implies that it became his time in his mind when they finally realized that they can bring back all the Valkyrians to life.
Now it's like,
Isn't that crazy?
Like, I gotta dip out.
So we'll talk more about that. Nick T, your general thoughts on 99? You be honest, man.
Yeah,
Listen, I loved it, but I know not everyone probably felt the same way.
There were a lot of moments that I really liked.
Yeah.
The Yugioh moment being one of them, where he's willing to die, right? Like it's obvious that he's willing to not even just to duel, but to demonstrate for them what it means to be alive. What's like if you're not giving it, and Rush Duels was the vehicle for this, but if you're not willing to give your all for a thing you love, then what's the point of living at all? And
thank you.
That was super powerful. Probably one of the most powerful Yugioh moments we've had. But other than that, and the Yugioh moment at the very end, the 5 seconds of that, I thought the episode was just cute.
That's fine. Yeah.
It was a heartwarming episode. You know, it was sweet to see them all together trying to cheer Yugioh up, and
good vibes.
It was good vibes. But generally, it wasn't even my favorite of those Before I even get to that, actually, I want to say the episode was, for me, weirdly placed. It feels like episode 1 of the arc instead of an episode 7.
It really felt like an arc opener. Yeah.
So, that felt weird. Did we get a short arc and then we're going to get another short arc? Or it was a it was weird, a weird placement for me that I didn't really like the placement of it. It felt awkward to me, especially coming off the heels of what we just experienced. And even further, on top of episodes like that, I wouldn't even say that it was my favorite of those. I preferred the manga one and the summoning chant.
The summoning chant one was good too.
And the first, again, I was pretty high and still am high on the opening of the space-time, that arc. This one I thought was okay. It was just cute. Like, it was fun. I'm glad they got a field trip. I like seeing the characters have that time together. I think that's important to show.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just was a weird placement, and it just didn't do a whole lot for the plot. For me.
That's fair.
That's fair. Dredge, your thoughts?
So, if it was only the last, probably, I don't know, 6 minutes, whatever includes Yugioh's speech and the Yuga scene, it would have been a top tier episode for me. But again, and I've been very adamant about like how I think, again, and I think this is the truth. This was supposed to be the end of the show. You know, I think, especially with, you know, I think, again, originally it was probably planned for 2 seasons, which you can make that argument. It's just, again, some of the things just seem very end of show-esque. And again, obviously that was already put in, and now they're extending it from that. The Valkyrians probably going to be revived before the end of the season. Not a huge fan of as well.
Yes.
I just think it doesn't, and again, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh trope, so I'm not saying we were all kind of confident it was going to happen, right? They were going to get revived.
Yeah.
I don't know if you didn't think that. I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we ran the poll, and there were like 30 to 35% of people that didn't think. Which is surprising
species
to me
is permadeath.
because it is a Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh very rarely
a whole
does that.
nationality, whatever you call permadeath in Yu-Gi-Oh.
species.
Are
So
they,
we- so
are
the
they
poll-
sure they're right?
The poll last
show?
week was, will Yugioh be revived? 27% said no, 72 said yes.
I honestly forgot how
Okay.
I voted on it, but still.
No,
like,
Zuijo, yeah, it was one of those things that it's gonna happen, just a matter of when.
yeah.
But yeah, no, seeing Yudi, the intensity in Udius, that was his voice actor. I think Dylan made a point of it during the watch along last night. His voice actor did an insane job with that scene.
Oh my God,
you
yeah.
really felt it. Dill did say, and he made a good point. Again, I didn't like the beginning of the episode, but the false sense of security, he's absolutely right. They kind of lulled you in, boom, boom. Then all of a sudden, you could tell it was going to upset him. But then he starts tearing up, right? And you think, oh, Udius, he's not this confronting. He's going to sit there and just sulk and be mad or upset. And then he just goes at them with this intensity that I would have loved to see in Udius at other times in the show. That is one thing I'll say.
Angriest he's been.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it took to this point. Which again, it happens, right? When you go through your biggest traumas and experience in life, that's usually when you grow and you really act and you respond to it. I would like to see this sooner from Udius. I think again, now is a good placement for it as any, because it needed to happen to show that he's not just like this. We've said, he's kind of like he's a character. He's there, like, but he's not. Is he your favorite MC?
I don't know. It's
Hard to say mid-show.
True, but
It's hard to say.
so is he? You could see him being your favorite right now. I have to ask you, Dill, because you don't let's watch as many as me. He'd have to do a hell of a lot to even become in the top 3.
Yeah,
a lot.
he's definitely got a long
Right?
way to go.
Yeah, so that's my thing here. This was a great moment for him. Like, that's what I'm saying. Is like this is something that I want for my main character. Again, I don't want him to be a Judai and be on the screen, and the only reason the show's good. But this was a big scene for him. This is a great scene for him. And again, for that reason, it's good. The setup with Yuga, I've been on board with you, Dill. I think it's Yuga Udius was the end of this season.
Yeah.
Exciting to see how that goes. Yuga's a bad guy. It's hard to really wrap your head around it. I've thought about it. I'm just like, Yuga, a bad.
But we don't know for sure.
Yeah,
But it feels bad.
Right? I wasn't the only one that got that
It's
vibe.
giving you the Darth Vader, the Empire, Order 66, you name it. They're doing it with Yuga. Bro, that was some messed up stuff. But yeah, it's good though, because like it's something like I didn't expect Yuga to realistically be bad, right? Like he's such a good person, right? But he's one that causes. Now he's trying to, as Thanos would say, fix things, right? It's not on that level.
Maybe.
Hey, tell me, if you think about the level, it's not far.
Yuga's right now, his role in this show is very similar to how I felt about trying to figure out Otis's role throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Like, I
Yes,
really don't know.
But the positives we're actually going to get a conclusion to Yuga's role.
Agreed.
Otis, we still,
Of course. And Yuga's
you better pray
character
Otis is
we like.
You better pray Otis is in season 3. Otherwise,
I think he will be.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, yes. Overall,
I don't like that.
I gave it in the poll I voted. I gave it a good. Again, the Udius scene was incredible. The ending was great hype. I do agree with Nick T as well. He said didn't do a lot for the plot. I agree. Other than the Yuga thing, it was kind of, and again, it makes sense though. Yudi has just lost his. You could argue his best friend. His whatever you want to say. Right?
I do think so. For the plot, maybe not. I do think though. I would argue that I think it was a good episode for Udious's character.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Agreed. Yes.
So I think it was
100%.
a good episode in that regard.
Yeah, in that sense. And again, I'm still giving it a good. I just can't give it a great.
No, that's fair. I get that
because of the. I think again, it's just like there's only now 4 episodes left in this arc.
Yes,
right? It's just weird placement for this, right? I'm sorry, not even arc, right? I'm sorry, 4 episodes in the arc, 4 episodes left in season 2.
Yeah,
I think
it was to break up the tension and the chapters in this arc, actually. So that's why I disagree. I actually do disagree with both of you guys.
That's fine.
I think it's to, if you look at the arc from like in like a chapters perspective, right? This was like the middle. It's not prologue or epilogue. I don't know the right term, but the middle portion of
the interlude.
The interlogue. Yeah, it's like an interlude between like all the Valgyrians up to their extermination and now the Yuga stuff.
So
I feel like that's the breakup between those two parts of this arc.
So when you
It's the bridge.
No, I'll even give you that, Dill. I'll give you it's the bridge. That was good. So here's the thing, Dill. Let's say you are right and there is an interlude. Then my issue I'll go back a step. The Yugioh episode should have been the finale.
Well, but I think we needed that.
Right?
I think we needed that interlude to allow Udious's character to process what actually happened. Because I think if you go straight into then the Yuga stuff, it would leave a lot to be desired with how Udious is processing. I mean, granted, you could write it in that duel.
But imagine it's the Yugioh duel is the finale, and you start the new season with Udious having this, right? You could do that.
Yeah.
Right. So you
could have.
do that.
You could have.
Again, I do understand. Your
I
point,
think
though.
something though massive is coming, bigger than the Yugioh duel to end this season.
Well, again, I'm in full. I'm fully convinced that. Like the Yugioh was the end of it. Was supposed to be end of show in a sense, right? And then they could have done like a 7th thing and left it open. They could have, but then they got the 3rd season.
Yeah.
So now it's like let's do something bigger, right? So I'm all about it. It's very exciting.
I can't
I'm looking
wait,
forward
man.
to it, and that's why I think it was a good episode overall. So
I can't.
I'll leave it at that. We'll talk more obviously about Yuga and
Yeah.
what's to come and the summaries and everything later on.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Nick T.
My one thing.
Yeah.
And like.
All right, back to doing that. I had to pause my duel.
A
Sorry.
debate about it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But
He's
with
making a
like,
big
oh,
deal
you
about
need
it.
a buffer to like allow Udious to process things. I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of that written into the episode, other than the moment when Dormammu reminds him that the Valgyrians are gone. He casts his eyes down and is sad, and then he gives his speech. Those are the only 2 moments I felt like he was processing.
So you're saying you could have had that in the first half of one episode, and then the second half could have moved to the Yuga stuff.
Even if we're talking like in the episode, no, like if this episode had more Udious processing interweaved within it, then I think I would agree.
So like,
But it was just
like being like straight face on the roller coaster, or like not enjoying
even
something,
just like some
and,
subtle moments. But we
Yeah.
really had him casting his eyes down and then.
Well, did
big
you like the
speech.
twins conversation? I mean, I felt like that was a good
twins
scene.
That was a good
conversation
comment.
was good.
We
Yeah.
discussed that. Was a good
And I don't mean to
conversation.
like. I'm not saying like it makes the episode worse, but I'm saying in terms of the buffer for Udious to process, we should have had more processing.
I see what you're saying.
I think-
Or not a full episode.
Or
Yeah.
not a full
Yeah.
episode of
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think in defense of the where the placement of the episode is, as we all kind of assume this was going to be the end of the show before they got a season 3, right?
Possibly, yeah.
So I think this was kind of the way of like just getting to end Yuga's affiliation with the story, because if you end on Yugioh, Yuga just kind of disappears and never comes back, and that's the end of him in the show.
Also, he's in
And there's
Zuijou's ship.
Maybe Otis
Yeah.
2.0.
no, but like
Otis 2.0 would have been what happened. Yeah.
no, but still, Otis still duels at the end of Sevens.
Yeah.
So like
That's the only time he really tried.
Well, that's what I mean. So like,
Oh no, we're not doing
See, the
that.
problem is Cal will always back Dylan, and then Dylan just loves it and then waits for the moment and then just puts some crazy fact in that makes Cal be like, "Why did I support you? Why did I give you that?"
exactly what
That's exactly what happens on every time.
no,
It's the
but
same thing.
my point for that is like you get to the point where it's like this is the perfect table setter to a finale.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you out of the other conflict and right into the new conflict.
I do that. I can.
So if there
I
was
get.
only
That's why the
4
ending was good
episodes
for
left
me,
in
yeah.
the show, right? You're like, oh my god, this is it. This is the climax of the show. It's the finale. We're about to get something huge right now. Now it's like we're about to get something huge, but there's still more to come.
There's
so
a whole other season.
how
yeah.
big can they make it? Like,
sure.
You hope.
Is Yuga done and sent away, and then you start a new season there?
Bro, it's not.
It's
not
not-
even our Yuga. Why are you even worried about it?
Well, that is something that I
We don't-
somewhat
That's why you just
buy.
keep
You
going.
can't make that assumption.
I,
though.
yeah, you
Why
can't.
not?
You can't yet.
Well,
Oh, you could.
He acts strange. I don't
He
know.
acts like Yuga.
Okay, we know. So let's just look at what we know.
This is gonna be good.
No, let's just look at what we know. Right? Hear me out. Otis and
I will.
Yuga hyperspace boom.
Yeah.
Otis's
Okay.
Earth Damar
Yeah.
becomes the creator,
Okay.
which has a major role in this story.
Okay.
Yuga's
Already
Earth
lost you
Damar.
Yeah.
Couldn't this be Yuga's Earth Damar?
I mean, it's not impossible. No.
That-
It could, yeah, because we.
And
It's also
and-
possible they died in that crash.
No,
Explosion.
Yuga's
Well,
alive.
that's what
I
he
think.
said. I mean,
So there you go. But so you have to play. You have to allow for all possibilities.
I
Didn't we just
agree.
talk about like how permadeath in Yu-Gi-Oh like never happens?
Oh no, I'm not saying he would be permadead.
okay.
I didn't say permadead. I said dead. I didn't say permadead.
and also, I don't know.
Die and then comes
yeah,
back.
he's
I
dead
feel
for
like
now, bro.
In a sense,
That's literally what non-permadeath is.
In
I don't even know why
in
we're
a
even having
sense,
this
Yeah, I
conversation.
think
I
so,
would
yeah.
consider it not a permadeath if their Earth Damar is that like lives.
Lives on.
They live on through their Earth Damar.
Yeah, their soul's alive.
in a sense.
Yeah.
It's like,
So, like,
it's
it
like
could-
a
it
soul
could be-
stone, bro.
It could
That's all
be
it is.
Yuga's dead, but this carries on Yuga, and like that would not be a permadeath, but is.
Mhm.
So it kind of dances the line in a weird way.
Yeah, but then why?
If
Right, it's a big if. There really isn't that many hints that would imply that this is like Yuga's Earth Damar or not Yuga. I just think that
he's a little
it's
fishy.
he feels fishy, and it's just like a twist that I could see them pulling
But
on us.
but in reality, even if it is Yuga's Earth Damar, Yuga can still be physically alive.
Correct.
Look
correct.
At, look at
Also
Yuhi
possible.
and Damamu right now.
Yeah.
It's
alright?
possible, yeah.
So in that sense, it's like, yeah, his Earth Damar turned to this, okay, but what about him then? Where is he?
Yeah,
What
I mean,
about us?
fair, but
What
also
about-
Otis. But Yuhi didn't possibly get completely obliterated in a effort of space time travel.
Neither did Otis.
Huh?
Neither did Otis.
We don't know that.
Right, we don't know that.
But also-
I just love that
but
we're
what
all,
I'm
we're all
saying-
this is
what-
speculation. Like
Yeah.
a judge be looking at us
well,
like you're all
I'll
speculating.
tell you
That's
why,
what he
because
said.
we're
Fact
going
that-
to know within the next month.
I agree.
We're going to know within
But
the
what
next
If
month.
I'm
what?
saying-
What are we gonna know in the next month? What's your exact? I want a hard statement.
Everything about Yuga and Otis.
Everything in 1 month from
Oh,
today. What's the bet? I'm in. I'm taking it against you.
I'm not making a bet.
I didn't
just
think so.
believe that we will
yeah,
know.
you don't believe that much, do you?
No, I do. I believe it.
You wouldn't make the bet. You'd make
I
the
wouldn't
bet if
make
you
a bet.
believed
I
it.
wouldn't make a bet. But
not a betting
I
man.
think we're going to.
But
Well,
no.
You don't
because
have to bet for money.
I'll tell you why, because it's too subjective. Like, what do you mean by everything?
I
can
told you
you
to make a
make a
statement. You would like to change your statement and then make a bet?
We
Please
will
change
know
your statement.
a
I'm waiting.
majority about Yuga and Otis.
That's worse. That's more subjective.
That's also something then this bet physically can't end until the end of the show because technically more stuff could come up.
Some
Right,
of the
that's the
stuff that
issue.
comes out of your mouth.
Well, right, he's right though.
So in like
It's not the
2026,
point. You're the one that
you might
said
be-
the statement that he's correct.
Yeah, that's you.
Hello?
I do want
my
to switch
lord.
the attention.
Switch it.
Switch it.
So at the end of this episode, it gets revealed that there is a card that Quaidul left behind that has the potential to revive all the Velgirians. Now, there was a moment in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. It was right after all the Heartland stuff ended. They're leaving the XZ's dimension. They're going to the fusion dimension where Edo says to the crew.
Edo's in Arc 5?
Yes, he is. Not the same Edo, though, a different Edo. But looks exactly the same and acts very similarly.
But it's not the same.
No, it's not the same one from TX. That's where they get you.
Sounds like that's where they messed up.
Yeah, that's where they got you.
Yeah, he cut me.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
So Edo says, "Hey, I remember Academia talked about a machine that was able to revive
He
people
went
that
to
got carded.
Academia.
He worked there. He was in the fusion dimension. Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil. You'll. Anyway, I'm
This
just.
is sus.
I'm just filling in for people that probably remembered if they watched the show.
Okay.
And he said there's a way to bring back carded people. Now, it happened, it took a little bit, like 20 more episodes before we actually saw that start happening. But this has happened before in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we learn that there is a safety valve. And that's kind of what's going on here. So Pete is joining us before we get into that portion, which is going to be how we feel about that safety valve with the Velgirians. We'll have Pete give his thoughts on 99. Pete, how you doing, man?
All right, man. You?
Good. I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. So 99, unless you want to get settled in.
Yeah, settle on. You keep going.
Okay. So very quickly wanted to just go around the horn and talk about just how we feel. I mean, I guess I'll start real quick. I'm not the biggest fan of it. That being said, I expected them to be revived in the show. I just thought it would be a little bit. I thought it would be season 3. There's still a chance that that's what happens. I wouldn't be the biggest fan in the world if they are revived by the end of the season. If they're revived in the first or hopefully second arc of season 3, I'll be happy with that. I feel like that's probably enough time to make it feel impactful. My one caveat is if they are revived at the end of season 2, it has to come at a huge negative cost. And I think that negative cost could be the characters on the season 3 poster that could also potentially get revived inadvertently by
they
whatever.
were like destroying the war?
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see. So if they do that, I would be more forgiving towards them reviving characters that they killed off, 4 or 5 episodes ago. But that's just how I feel. I mean, Cal, we find out, which isn't the most surprising thing, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh, that there is a way to potentially bring these characters back. It's probably going to happen. Just what are your overall thoughts on it?
Similar to yours, I think that I had said last time we talked about it that it would actually be really cool if they weren't going to come back, but that was more of like a hopeful, not like hopeful that it wouldn't come back, but like for the story, I felt it ended well.
Yeah.
And like I think having it be more that like Yugioh is immune to this and he's still around because of that is like would be a cool thing for like to, make him different. It's almost like plot armor, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
And but ultimately, after seeing this, and Monster Reborn's gonna come in here and save everybody, that's my prediction on the card.
I am in full agreement.
Did you just spoil that?
What?
Spoiler? Monster? You've already told everybody right now?
I have a
told
feeling we
everybody.
probably all feel that's where it's headed.
Definitely, it's
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but I do think now it's going to be the end of this season, them getting revived, or the end of the season is like them starting their journey to find the card. Because I feel like if you end it with them, like him saying, like, look, the data's in there, but you need the card, then at least it gives more time for them to be revived in some way, rather than okay, let's go beat Yugioh and get everybody back and send Yugioh on his way.
Yeah, all right, fair point.
Which, although I think we're going to get so much of the duels of Yugioh, so I'm hyped for it.
The Yuga stuff will be good.
sure.
Nick T, your thoughts?
Which part of it?
Just like the idea that these Vulgarians could be revived in the next 3 or 4 episodes.
It feels too soon. It feels too soon. I think it's a necessary part. I mean, one, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh, so again, permadeaths don't really happen.
Yeah.
But it just like, I don't know. I think it feels a bit of a cop-out if it's this soon. I think we need to explore a Yugioh in a world where he is the only Vulgarian. I don't think 4 or 5 episodes is not enough to do that. I think he needs to come to terms with the fact that he is the last Vulgarian and what that means for him as a Vulgarian, to sort of duel with the spirit of a warrior, and this is his sort of life force. This is his purpose. This is like his dual spirit, whatever you want to call it. The whole spiel that he gave this episode, I would have liked to see that more explored and more processed before them just like returning.
Now, do you think that they are going to return before the season ends? Because I'm still split on it. Although last week I said I was 95% sure they wouldn't. So
now
now,
changed
right,
a little
I
bit.
was
right.
also pretty sure.
We got a huge
But
piece
now,
of,
Yeah, the end of this episode kind of changes my feelings on that. I believe it's possible that the arc season all ends with them returning.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Not the happiest about that. I don't hate it, but I prefer not that.
Dredger's on a 3 streak.
On a
He's
3
trying to get to
streak.
5 to
Little
get Cog.
nervous.
Dredge, your thoughts
Oh,
in
God,
particular
this-
on
Jesus.
just the Vulgarians potentially coming back
Again,
in season 2, in this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. It opens the door. I can't. Again, I'm more definitely, end of show. I agree that it could have some not so great effects if you just bring them back too early. You know what I mean? That's my concern with doing something like that. That being said, though, if I had to give you a percentage, again, my turn. This is so much harder on that. I'd say it's like 60-40 season 2.
Towards yes.
Yes, I would not like that, and I agree with your point of they would need to make it worthwhile. I agree. That'd be great if it's they brought back other Valkyrians.
That's my
and
one
things like that.
caveat.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
And you're absolutely right. I agree with that.
Like other main Valkyrians, you mean?
Well, like I think the characters on the poster. What if those were characters that were Valkyrians that the creator killed because he was like, these guys are too sadistic.
I kinda
I
see it
effed
like-
them up.
Yeah.
And he kills them
like
off,
there's
seals them away, and Monster Reborn, if that's the,
implications.
unseals them
Yeah.
by unsealing all the Valkyrians. And now they're the new threat.
There's like an implication of like it revives more than just the Valkyrians we've met.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool route for them to go to, and if that's the next way to get to those villains,
Then I'm fine with
then
that.
I'd be a lot more okay with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Pete, just on that element of it, I mean, season 2 here, we still got only 4 episodes left. I mean, what are your thoughts on the Valkyrians potentially coming back?
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's about an 85% chance it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just the way they set this up. We'll have a couple roadblocks here next episode, maybe the episode after, but you don't drop something like that given what our characters, particularly Yugioh, have gone through and then not revive them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
especially with a potential new villain group coming,
Mhm.
you're not going to have that held up as well. I actually really like your idea of they all get revived, and it reminds me very much of like, not to make a comic reference, but it's me. So
No, it's fine.
Hey, we love the comic reference.
but
Keep
yeah,
it coming.
You need, yeah.
but like, I think of very much of the Kryptonians I talked about last time. Well, actually, a group of people that was banished from the destruction of that planet
yeah.
was General Zod's crew. They were really bad Kryptonians.
Well, they were trying. They were doing what's best for Krypton. You know?
based on certain stories. Yeah,
Certain
Well,
stories.
these
Nah.
guys could have been doing what was best for Valkyrians.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
right.
Hey, Thanos.
I mean,
Or like Ghetto. So,
no. He's got
it's
I
I could definitely see that.
What?
yeah.
my God.
Just very, very briefly as well, Pete. I mean, 99. I really liked it. Caliber liked it a bit. Nick T and Dredger were in the like decent to good
I was the-
range on
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Love the
more good-
Yugioh
yeah,
scene.
decent good, yeah.
What just very quickly? Just what were your thoughts on 99?
It's probably decent to good.
Yeah. So
I think I actually really like episodes that are that non-dueling kind of slice of life.
Yeah.
and we don't really get that a lot in the Rush era these days, or even going back to Vrains, honestly.
Vrains had none.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
What
just
slice of
I
life?
think
A slice
it's
of life?
like episode like 103 or something, right? The bench scene. That's like literally
the
like
bench scene and then the
first slice of
Ferris
life.
wheel with Homura and
Right, that's
Yusaku.
like-
50.
Yeah, and somewhere in the beginning of season 2, and
49
they were in the
maybe.
truck or
Yeah.
something. That's right. Yeah, that was a good scene. Too.
But I mean,
But yeah,
very
it
few and
doesn't-
far
It
between.
doesn't happen, so it was nice to have that. The Yugioh thing, I guess, was like it was very 180 for me, and not in a bad way, just in like I had almost like got sucked into the episode of like just kind of enjoying it,
Same, yeah.
understanding that he's going through grief, and like you're just trying your best to like. I think actually Yumu said it the best. This is one of her better episodes in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good episode.
But she said like he was staring at the stars all night looking up, and she's like, I wanted to say something, but I mean, what do you say?
yeah.
And that's exactly how I felt with people with grief of like this. Sometimes you have no idea what to say. You're just trying to do your best to like get their mind off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did a good job of that even as the viewer. So like when that moment happens where like he has that emotional moment, I was like, damn, like, it kind of
Mhm.
sucked me in, I think, more. But I really like that. I think this was a really good episode for Yugioh, which strangely I feel like has not been the case
Yeah.
for most of this season.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I think in a non-dueling episode, it's kind of ironic, back-to-back great episodes from him.
Yeah.
And the Yugioh sting thing at the end, whatever the hell that was strange.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives you ominous vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was definitely one of, I said that as well, Yugioh's like best episodes. Thought his voice actor really, really, really delivered as well. So just a good episode for Yugioh. That being said, good transition there, Pete, at the end. Yugioh, I mean, we get the shot of him. We know, based on the preview, the duel, and we'll obviously be picking it later, is Yugioh versus Yuhi, which is, funny enough, a rematch, because they did duel as cats, so that does count. So, I mean, it is...
It counts?
Of course. So,
Oh,
it is a rematch duel. Yuga the Obstructor. That's what he's called basically in the preview. We do have the summaries for episode 100 that we are going to read and get into. But before we get into that, I mean, Yuga's role here, Nick T, I'll start with you.
Yuga's role.
Yuga's role. I mean, I get like a bit of an evil vibe from
100%.
him, a little bit, or like a not even if evil's not the right word, a vibe that an obstacle. He's gonna clearly be an obstacle for these characters, and
certainly. I mean, that's literally being called the Obstructor.
Yes.
In this episode.
I feel like the episode 100 summary. Usually we do that after we read some donations and before we do the picks, but I'm actually going to make the call to do it out of order.
Spoilers coming.
Spoilers coming, but I'll be totally honest with you. There's not much in this summary that gives more than what we already know, so I'm just going to read it.
Sure, read it.
Episode 100, The Obstructor. The robot Quaidual left behind contains information on a card that can revive Valgyrians, which we knew.
Yep.
Hasaka and company work on their plan to complete that card and revive the Valgyrians.
Okay.
However, there is someone obstructing their progress. And that's the summary.
It's Yuga.
Feel like, well, of course. And I feel like that's not anything that really gives away more than what we got.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
kind of why I made the call to read it there. But Yuga's role, he's obviously getting in the way of an entire race being brought back to life. It's a hard one to justify.
It is a very hard.
Hard one.
It's an incredibly hard one to justify.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah, it's actually the best way to put it. I wouldn't try to justify it. The only thing I can think of is the fact that he knows something we don't. Right, he comes from a future where Valgyrians do not exist, or there is no record of them existing.
Yep.
Which is concerning, right? Like, obviously, we're in a paradox now where we have him in the past dealing with a race that doesn't exist in his future. I feel like one, he's definitely scared, right? He's been running from us for the entire arc. Two, like, he doesn't know what the solution is, probably. And three, there may be a reason why, he's fighting them on this, like, given maybe some implications for the future.
Yeah.
Well, he hated.
Right? No.
He hated Monster Reborn in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So maybe this involves the potential use of Monster Reborn and the implication that has in the future. But still, I mean, you can't justify preventing an entire race being reborn, especially one that like consists of our friends and like good people.
Yeah. He's the reason at the moment, the sole reason why that is not going to happen. And again, he could be justified in his ways in his own mind.
Yeah.
And you could get a great debate happening there. Like, okay, but if this happens, the entire timeline is completely wrecked.
Yeah.
If somehow it's not wrecked already, which that hurts
which
my
it
mind to think of.
definitely is,
The timeline is completely wrecked and annihilated, or he knows that it would revive potentially greater evils that would then threaten that they would not be able to overcome,
Right.
and that would cause the universe to. So he
Right.
could end up being, to play devil's advocate for Yuga, he could be justified in his ways, but at surface level,
It's pretty bad.
it's hard to explain.
It's hard. Very hard to explain. I will say, but obviously, like plot device-wise, it's very intentional that they're painting this as sinister when in reality it's probably a lot less that and more like
I agree with that.
him trying to justify it for reasons X, Y, and Z that are maybe like not necessarily noble, but like, hey, I come from a world where this has to happen for it to be back to normal, or for whatever the reason is. But it's obviously not necessarily sinister. He doesn't want to see the destruction of Valgyria.
Right.
Or
He goes to a world where, like, listen, I'm happy. I get to live with my friends.
Yeah, I got to get back to these guys. So, yeah. But obviously they're intentionally painting it as kind of sinister when it's maybe not. So
Right.
I hate to cut you off.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's 4. I'm
4 in a row. All right. He's one more. He's one away from
baby.
Cog.
Come on.
Fred.
Come on.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd play devil's advocate for Yugioh, and then Dylan just said like every word that popped in my head. But I like there is yeah. Oh, you didn't even pet the pain one. It's to the point that like Yugioh can sit there and be like, hey, like if this works, right, and we revive them, my world as I know it is now gone.
Yeah.
Like I can't get back there to see my family, my friends. Those people may not even exist if I revive the Valgyrians. And it could be because on top of that, the Valgyrians that, you know, maybe we're fighting the war or whatever are going to come back and they're a bigger threat than they've ever seen. So either way in that case, it's like if you're Yugioh, you don't see anything wrong with it. And even people not on his side could be like, I get it, but you're also like, we don't have any control over that. Like you have the control over bringing back my friend's entire civilization, and you're just going to hold us against from that.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes like like you said, like even if he has a good enough reason, you're also kind of letting a race die off if you hold on to this card or don't give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's hard to justify.
It's an interesting conflict.
It's hard to justify. Dredge, can you justify it? Your thoughts?
So what do I have to justify?
No,
right now, bro?
just your
Setting them
thoughts.
up like that.
Just your thoughts on Yugioh here at the end of the on the end of the show.
You hear
The end of the arc. The end of the arc.
He's a bad guy.
Oh.
Actually, we don't know. We don't know. I'm totally guessing. It's gonna be interesting. Again, I spoke on this earlier. I said it's going to be weird to see Yugioh like I think of Yugioh as like a great, you know, happy, caring,
Great guy.
helpful guy.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that he's what card am I returning to the deck? Damn it!
Can you,
Jesus.
I don't want to screw you up on your 5th win.
No, you are. You purposely.
No,
asked
I
me.
didn't.
You
I
know
was
what
going-
you did.
I was going through
It's
the
okay.
table.
Hey, it's okay. It's not my fault you're not there yet. It's okay. So
Crazy.
Where were we? Yeah, it's gonna be weird to see him as a villain. I won't lie to you. It's definitely gonna be one of those like kind of weird. But again, if they can make me believe it and make me understand why, I'll be excited for it. You know, I love Yugioh's character. And again, we've said he's not the best duelist. So that's what makes me feel pretty good about this. I'm like, hey, he's not a good duelist.
Well, I do
We're not
think-
even worried here.
Yeah, you can also
You
look at
know?
it from the other perspective, right? Like before this duel got announced, and before Go Rush was a thing, I always wondered, will there ever be a character to reach 20 losses in the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise? And now we can all kind of say that it's possible, right? I think
Yeah.
Yugioh needs 8 more, and I think if he continues to show up like this and be in the show, I think that there is a possibility that he'll hit that mark.
How many does he need?
Yeah, I think he needs 8 more.
You think Yugioh's gonna duel 8 times?
No, he likes to talk shit.
You wonder why I'm playing this?
He loves to talk shit.
myself. This guy's so funny.
No, I'm just mad. I kid. But Yugioh will lose a couple more times. I mean, he's already there. He's got the record. I think it's probably. I think he's at 12. I think it'll probably end at like 13, 14. I think he'll beat Yuhi, but I think he will lose to Udius to end this.
Wait, does he
season.
have the? Wait, you said he has the record.
He has the record. Yeah, he has the record. There's no character in Yu-Gi-Oh history that has more 1v1 losses than him.
No character in general.
No
Not just
character
protagonist.
on screen. No character. Yeah.
Bro, I lost it.
He's a good duelist.
Dude, the Harpy can attack every monster.
Yeah.
That's
The Harpy.
That's
Well,
so
that's
dumb.
why with the Harpies they only gave one left piece and one right piece.
piece.
It's harder to get,
Oh,
but
that's toxic. I lost.
the Harpy
Damn.
deck is good.
He lit to me
yeah.
on one shot. Like, cause I
I know
thought I had him,
that
and
that deck
But
is
your goal
tough.
is to get 5 in a row.
Yeah, if you don't get 5 in a row, you don't get King Games. You got to restart the 5.
When you're at the highest level below King of Games, which is the
that's tough.
top tier for
You get
ranked, you have to get
Bro.
5 in a row. Yeah.
Bro, just gave Cal a heart attack.
Pete,
Sorry
your
to do
thoughts
that to
on
you, bro.
on Yuga here, the role he's gonna play at the end. Are you surprised that, or do you think it's not really as sinister as it's being portrayed, or maybe you didn't get the vibe at all?
It's going to be a little more antagonist, I think, the way it's portrayed. I don't think in an evil sense. I think
Right.
more in I think it's simple as day. It's the timeline sense. I think
Mhm.
bringing all of these people back that don't exist, like Nick T said, in the future, it's massively problematic. And I think that this whole situation, every step that he's taken, Butterfly effect-wise, keeps ruining the timeline.
Yeah.
And I think this is obviously a major one, bringing back millions of people. And I think in his mind, he's doing the right thing. He's making he understands, I think. I mean, he's not like devoid of emotion. He understands what this means and that it's a really terrible decision.
Yep.
But like he's trying to preserve these people and their time, and then all the way to how many ever years it is to his. Does that make it right? I mean, that's something to debate.
It's definitely debatable.
Right? Because I think there is something there to, well, sometimes people or armies or whatever it is, they're necessary for a sacrifice to preserve the greater good.
Yeah.
So he has to explain himself. We can't jump to conclusions at this moment. And he's going to. I mean, I know it's like a Yugioh thing where he doesn't and he just leaves, but like he's literally the obstructor. Like he has to
that's what he's being called.
Explain what's happening or what's going on. Maybe it is, like you said, maybe it is one of those fears where he's like, we bring all these people back, like my research that I've done, like it's going to bring back a lot of other horrible people.
Yeah.
Like this is not, we should not do this. So I'm fascinated to find out, but I don't view he's not going down some villain path or anything else. And if he is going to, it's not happening here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think also in theory he could be fearing that if they bring them back, he might disappear. Like his entire
A little Marty McFly, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Especially kids, Marty.
Well, it's interesting because I wonder if 62 was a turning point for him, because pre-episode 62, he didn't really care all that much about the timeline, right? Like when he dueled against the Lug alongside Yugioh, he was like, I probably shouldn't have brought Rush Duels here, but whatever. Pre-62, even in 62, and that, of course, is the episode they go back into Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's world, a day before Yugioh return, or the day before someone returns, which is what we see at the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, at the end of 92, in 7's. I wonder if that moment changed his perspective, because all before that he was like, I don't know if I'll be able to get back. And then remember, Yuumu had, I think, one of her best scenes of the show where she was like very emotional. I was like, no, like you have to believe that that's you. You have to believe that you're going to be able to get back. And I wonder if when Yugioh was able to experience that day, being next to Luke the night before, not being able to say anything, seeing all of his friends skateboard down the freaking street, going to the rocket ship. I wonder if that experience changed his perspective on everything, where now he's like more determined to get back through any means necessary, which was not the case prior to episode 62. Because since that episode happened, we haven't really seen him at all. I don't think he's dueled. Much, no. He wasn't really involved with the Kwai Duel stuff really at all. Very minimally. Yeah. So I just wonder if like this was like that was like a crucial moment for his character.
I think there's probably kind of a 1-2 punch there with that happening and him realizing, okay, I'll do anything to get back to that time with my friends, and then him being terrified at the realization that, Valkyrians are dying, and like they have to die.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll do anything to make sure I can get like everything. The rest of the timeline goes right on track, and if that includes Valkyrians dying, I have to let that happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is like pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I'd run away too. It's like you can't just be like, by the way, Yugioh.
Nick T, that's not how you solve problems, bro.
No, I'd be scared though.
I'm not. You have every right to be scared. But
or he's just so terrified knowing
simple.
the road leads to Monster Reborn. A card that
too.
Otis made. Remember, Otis made that card in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Or maybe
7's.
Yugioh made. Maybe they're the same person.
Well, I mean, I think we'll find out one way or another in the next month. It's going to be a good month. Still no update, by the way, guys, on the opening changing.
It's not changing.
Is a little.
It's not changing.
It'd be the first time since GX an opening transcended seasons. I'd be very surprised.
Not changing.
I would be surprised.
I'm very confident.
They're just going to be like,
at this point.
surprise.
Maybe.
Was there another big update that you had too? Something's working that used to not?
Huh?
What are you
Wait, whoa.
Hold on, wait.
You know what's terrifying? All
Oh.
5 of us
yes.
thought of the same.
Yes.
Oh,
I thought of the
once
same thing. The
once
clock.
again, Cal just is telling Dylan what needs to be done next. Yeah.
The clock is working.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful. And by the way, had to get it to work because Dredger would have killed me.
It's true.
If I didn't
did
get
admit
it to
that.
work.
I also now need to throw Dylan under the largest bus that is physically possible. So the remote that he told me, he goes, hey, Dredge, see this? I'm like, oh, that's great. Where was the remote? And he goes, mind you, he just, see that? If you all can look right now, see that white little,
The rack?
the rack? It was just sitting there.
On the bottom level, yeah.
So basically, it was in plain sight, and this man told me for hours he
So you
looked.
see, when you guys looked, you didn't really look.
No, he didn't look.
I'll let Dredger answer that because he looked with me.
Yeah, I didn't look over there. That was your area. Nice try.
My area.
What do you mean? I checked the
You're acting like
bucket.
you're acting like we
The
searched
bucket.
6,000
I'm with
square
you on
feet.
that.
Of
It is a lot of square feet. Have you not seen how much big this basement is?
You double check everywhere. If you're looking
Bruh.
somewhere with, are you looking with
I'll
someone
be honest,
somewhere? You both look
I
everywhere.
thought that
I'm with
remote
Dylan
was a
on that one.
remote for one of the weird TVs that I have that I bring out for GTA night, and I just didn't pay mind
You
to
know
it.
what though? I will say it's not like one of those like
Yeah.
flat remotes that like come with like LED lights or anything.
Right.
It's like a TV.
It's like an actual remote.
I put it on
remote.
top of the clock, so now we won't lose it.
Smart.
Yes. So if you were wondering,
Until we forget that it's up there.
At
Ca-
least we could see it.
I'm
Yeah,
going to let
we-
Caliber do the honors. Caliber, please let everybody know, in case they can't see, how long we have to wait for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
All right, guys. So, if you didn't know,
And I didn't.
in 282 days, 22 hours, 58 minutes and 30 seconds, 29 seconds, 28 seconds, we will be here. We will be live, and we will be finding out all about Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 at Jump Duster.
Oh, and that's not all.
And that's not all.
We're gonna be finding out about a lore anime.
Yes.
A lore anime,
Hey, and a Master Duel anime.
a Master Duel anime,
A movie.
a Duel Links movie,
And who knows what else?
and you only have to wait 282 days, 22 hours, 57 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Beautiful. And counting. Great job. I think you covered it. Really. I mean, I'm expecting all of those things. And if we don't get all of those things, I will view the event as a massive failure.
I better see a video on it.
I better see a video on it.
A Yu-Gi-Oh! Beer? Sign me up.
Yeah, right. Dude, that's funny. Gonna read some donations, super chats from you lovely people. Want to thank everybody for coming here, chilling, hanging out. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $2 donation, Dark Emperor J. Random question: what meal plan did you have during college? Any tips? I think every university offers a different meal plan. Mine was I got like it wasn't called sludge bucks. What was the term of the currency?
It was Dredgy dollars.
No, it was Red Hawk dollars. That's what it was
okay.
for Montclair. And I had blocks. And like you could use your block at either. You had like a lot of blocks. You could use them at like the food court, which I would never go to. Or you could use a lot of your blocks at like the marquee ones, like which is kind of like a Jersey Mike's, Chili's, all those kind of places. So I would just listen. I avoided the dining hall. I was very, very
You
weird.
ate bagels every day.
So right, that was my college hack. So my college hack was to go to the student center.
I don't want to.
Pay-
I'm gonna cover my ears.
Pay $1.50 for a bagel. Now the bagel by 11:30, 12, which is when my first class would be because I slept in, would be pretty hard. So I would pretty stale. So I would eat the bagel, and that bagel, you've had bagels, fills your stomach, and you are not hungry until like 5:36. So that way I would be able to, for $1.50 almost every day, avoid having to pay for breakfast and lunch, and then I would just pay for dinner. And so my meal plan covered those more expensive places because I wasn't paying for 3 meals a day, if that makes sense.
So you were living an unhealthy lifestyle to save a couple dollars.
Hey,
Okay, wait.
I'm still
okay,
here,
okay,
ain't I?
Okay, okay. Janeth,
Yeah,
do
10
not
cavities
take that
later.
advice. Let that not be your takeaway.
I, in college, got the unlimited swipes
Yep.
plan into the all-you-can-eat dining hall.
Yeah.
So I would just go like 3 or 4 times a day and eat, and that way you never go hungry. Never
lot
gotta
of-
have a bagel for your first 15 hours of the day.
a lot of people did that, the
Yeah,
unlimited
I
swipes.
Think, I think
I
my
did not.
meal
I
swipe,
thought you were gonna say the bagel thing.
my meal plan, like which was like the normal like one, like pretty much like the default one, which was like it wasn't necessarily unlimited meal swipes, but it was enough that like you'd have to go more than 3 times a day to like.
Yeah, I think you actually
run out
you
of
might
them?
be right. It might have been like 3 or maybe 4 swipes, like
Yeah,
4 meals a
right.
day.
So
But it
like
was
that
unlimited.
includes the dining hall, includes like the on-campus restaurants, and then like it
It's
also had
really
like a
too
stipend
bad.
of like
She'd be my type if
there
she
was a
knew
few,
what a
like,
sandwich was.
almost not premium, but the, on campus, like you get these special sandwiches or like late night eat places that you could use like your dining dollars.
Yeah.
on, which
We had a
was-
Subway on campus. That was like one of the places we could use our dining dollars at.
That's cool.
Oh, you just we had a Dunkin'. No, we had a Raising Cane's.
Oh.
I know. And then
Oh wait, yeah, he's got me.
then
beat.
I
I actually
gra-
had Chick-fil-A in my trigger.
I
so was
graduated
ready.
and then I went back for grad school. Closed, turned into a Dunkin' Donuts. I could not tell you how disappointed I
That
was.
is the
It-
worst
biggest
Yeah, that's
downgrade.
tough.
switch ever.
Actually, no. You know what? It wasn't when it was my senior year that it became
Oh.
a Dunkin'
I've
Donuts.
seen
Like, wow,
you
that
lose to a
sucks.
vending machine.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was not happy.
That
About
actually
That's
sucks.
unlucky.
Yeah. Anybody else have tips, advice?
Um,
Probably don't take my advice if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
with
don't
you.
your
take
advice
those.
is the worst.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes you have
You're the
good
worst
advice, but
person with
that's not
dining,
it.
and you know that. So I
No,
don't
I
know
do.
why
I'm
it's even-
saying not to take my advice. All right. Dark Emperor J, good luck with the dining plans. Crystal, thank you for the $8.88. That was surprisingly fun to watch, and someone needs better driving skills. Looking forward to the next duel of the Odos, round 2 or 3, depending on what you define the tag duel as one. Yeah, I define that as Yuhi and Uemu versus Yuga.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm excited for it. I'm excited that we're probably going to get, I think, at least 4 straight episodes of Yuga. I believe Yuga Yuhi will be 2 parts, and I think or 1.5 parts, and I think Yuga Udius will be 2.5 parts. Therefore, I can't see Yuga losing this duel. It's tough because for the pick'em, I'll have to pick the duelist that's lost the most, but I just don't think that he's going to lose again to Yuhi, but who knows. Either way, Crystal, it's going to be a very, very, very fun duel to watch for sure. Limestone, thank you for the $2 donation. If each of you had a dramatic entrance, what kind of song/music would you do it to? For me, it would be AJR's Bang.
I hate you.
Here we
I
go.
do.
I won't lie
I
to you.
do.
The
No,
amount
I
of
do.
times that Pete is just kind of like
Side.
poor Pete, man. That man's out of
Listen,
here.
I can't blame him.
No, you can't.
I thought I had it.
You definitely do have it.
You definitely
Bang,
have
bang, bang. Here we go.
Here we go.
Good.
Right as the court,
That's
the
what you
fireworks.
come out to.
You know what? It would be kind of cool.
I think it would work. I think it would work.
It would work for you.
It would work for you. You'd be like the goofy character.
It'd be like Manabu.
It'd be like Doink the Clown
No.
without the clown stuff.
Doink the clown.
It would be like Fandango or something.
Yeah, you're kind of like a Fandango.
You're kind of like a Fandango. He's like
He's like
He's a
sometimes
flamboyant ballroom.
he was
dancer.
like he was like a ballroom dancer.
Yeah.
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 I don't got that.
You're like Zack Ryder.
you're the
Zack
dance.
Ryder.
Zack
He's
Ryder.
Fandango. Yeah.
That's fine with me actually.
Yeah.
Where he
Pete, is
is
it time
right
for us
now,
to
That's
leave
because
yet?
he's married to Chelsea Green. That's why he's
Yeah,
happy
exactly.
about it.
Good for you guys. I don't know.
I don't know what my entrance music would be. Like I'd really have to think. about it.
Thunderstruck's another good one. The whole
Oh,
place
Dredge
clapping.
Strength.
Yeah.
You know what? That'd be cool.
Now I kind of stole that from the Jets. Actually, I think a lot of sports
come on,
teams do that
dude.
as their
No,
entrance.
no.
Well, no, it's like a classic song.
Yeah, it's a classic song. Probably
Um,
something loud and heavy for me. It's got to
Yeah.
be, in your
like
face.
Escape the Fates,
No.
My Apocalypse.
Maybe
What's
like
that song about?
We Own the Night, maybe by Dance Gavin
Selena
Dance.
Gomez.
That'd be a cool.
No,
one.
Wait,
Dance,
what's
Gavin
the
Dance.
question?
A hype song that you would use
Like a
as your entrance
walkout
music.
Oh,
Music.
Sandstorm by Darude.
That's
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Everyone just pumping their fists.
Yeah.
I actually kinda like that. Crack a home song. Not heavy enough, but I love those
Not
guys.
heavy
That
You
fits.
got an answer for that, bro?
Seven Nation Army.
That's a good one too. Yeah, it's a classic.
Classic.
All right, thoughts on episode 99. Cal, do you mind reading?
Yeah. Thoughts on episode 99? We had 43% at great, 40% at good, and 14% at decent, which totals you to roughly 97%. 0% bad though.
3% for the milk.
3% for the milk this
That's-
week.
Now, I
don't.
milk.
Now, I honestly would have voted great. The 4 of you would have picked good on that or decent.
I did vote good.
I voted decent.
You voted decent.
I voted
Dredger
good.
picked good. What would you have picked?
I voted decent.
Decent. Okay.
My man.
You only one that voted great on the team, right?
But like, I think decent's fair, and I'm glad.
Oh, no,
I'm glad there's no bad. The fact there's 0%
Yeah.
bad, I like that.
Well, I think that Yugioh scene probably prevents anyone from feeling like it was a bad episode because that was a very big moment for him.
Exactly.
So even if you didn't like all the other stuff, I feel like you can look at that moment and say, all right, that makes it not a waste of an episode.
Yeah.
you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never say it was a waste.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Crystal Colden, thank you for the $2 donation. Next week's duel has split my realm in two. I got 15 gold coins for Yuhi and 5 for Yuga. And if you are wondering, 5 of those Yuhi gold coins are mine, so you know what my pick is. Yeah, I
What
figured
are the
you'd be,
gold coins? What do they represent?
I guess, just like betting money.
So she's got 15 on Udius.
No, no,
Is there a value?
Yuhi
attributed?
and 5 for Yuga.
Oh.
But
That's the duel, Yuhi Yuga.
My guess is my guess is the
so,
confidence.
but she's betting on both sides.
Nah, but mostly Yuhi.
But that it would depend.
That's
on the
bas- she's
so
ba-
just for, all right. Let me clue you in
He's a
why
big bet.
why I'm confused here. Okay, so I need an odds maker here because having 5 gold coins versus 15 means you're 3 to 1 versus you're taking.
You have to factor in dual
Yeah.
draw no result.
Plus 300 favorite for you to break even.
But drawing a result, she loses all 20 coins.
That's what I mean though. Like what if that's
Yeah,
the
but
high-
even then, but that's so unlikely.
Judge, scared money don't make no money.
I mean, technically, yeah, you're not entirely wrong.
Crystal.
Bravo!
MLP bits. I can explain later. Okay.
Yeah,
I would need more
Dredger
from
is very confused, Crystal
Very.
Colden. But thank you, and thank you for another $2 donation. So you're telling me I'm getting Dark Yuga before Dark Yuhi? Maybe, because we don't really know.
I
if
don't think it's dark Yuga.
I had been waiting for Dark Yuga since Dylan and Orr were talking that Goha sibling Yuga theory. I can accept this for now at least. Yeah, that was over 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know what we're getting. Yuga, of course, did not end up being the final Goha sibling. They pulled like a 180 with that having the same name, but
Yeah, it
just a
was tricky,
different.
little
Yeah,
tricky.
definitely did that intentionally. I don't know. Crystal Colden, I got to be honest with you. I think they're not going to go fully embracing the darkness of
Yeah.
Yuga here.
I agree. I think that would
think
early.
he's
I
just
would have
scared
happened
little
earlier,
boy.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it still could happen if they get
Well,
revived and Yuga
yeah,
feels
that's
like
different,
it's
yeah.
becoming less likely that he's going to be able to get back home. I could see him starting to get frustrated
Sure.
and going, and that's why maybe when he eventually does, he had to do something like really inhumane in order to, or like immoral in order to get there, and that's why we see that character and he's got that wicked smile on at the end of 92 because he's kind of like lost some humanity because of what he went through. I could still see it developing into that, but if it goes that route, which who knows if it will, we definitely still got ways to go with it. Yeah, but Crystal Colden, thank you for the donations.
Yeah, thank you. We have 23 months of Slay for Red membership from Pick Rick.
Thank you, Pick the Rick.
And so we already did address this. This was earlier. Is that the Jump Festa timer up and running again? Indeed.
Yes, it is.
You know, Pick, you and so many other wonderful people in chat last week said I got to fix that clock because Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is something that we all got to look forward to. There's a lot of storylines, right?
You think that's the only reason that you had to find it?
Well, yeah, Dredger would have probably hurt me. So I
That was a good motivator.
yeah. No, that was the motivator.
Sorry, but
Dylan didn't find the remote. He actually built a new one because he was so
From
scared,
scratch,
and he
yeah.
got it to work.
he learned like electrical engineering.
Oh, yeah.
In the time from last week to
When
today, 'cause he
when
was
so
scared.
last night when I went to bed, I still hadn't found it, but I hadn't looked, and I was like, if I can't find it, I might have to like switch it to remote tomorrow. I have to give myself
guys,
another
I'm not
week.
feeling too well.
Am I really that scary?
Yes.
No.
You threatened him in multiple ways.
I don't think you're that scary, Judge.
What were you saying about plot lines?
Yeah, just a new show, potentially a movie, potentially a lore anime, but there's a lot of potential things.
The
You've got
possibilities are
potential.
endless.
They are. And so in 280 something days, we'll figure it out. Very
Think about it,
exciting.
That's not that long.
Very, very, very
No,
exciting.
before you know it, it's going to be 100 days.
Yeah, and then before that, and then like before you know it, then it's gonna be like 50.
And then it's going to be like 24 hours.
Wow, let's not rush the year.
Nixie,
man.
let's preview you at Jump Festa.
I like that. I like that. We didn't have enough of that this year.
That all happened up there, I thought.
Not a lot of chugging.
Oh, okay.
That's Nick T at the beginning, but this is him at the end.
I was waiting for the ending.
I was pretty fine this
All
year.
right, pick. Thank you, my man.
Tonight, by the way. I'm not even going
What about the shirt?
I was completely sober when I picked the shirt.
No, I'm aware, but just
was a questionable shirt.
Never mind. All right.
It was in remembrance. It was in
Okay.
solemn remembrance, but okay. A little disrespectful.
All right, I gotta
anyway,
go, bro. It's been a
we
good
have
night.
30,
I gotta get out of here.
38 months of
I gotta get out of here.
38 months of Obelisk Blue membership from Elaine.
Elaine. Elaine, you're the best. Thank you, Elaine.
Hi, Dylan and crew. Good episode. I'm disappointed that Yuhi is dueling Yuga. It should have been Udius. But I guess no one wants Udius dueling because they're scared Udius will disappear.
Well, that's it, Elaine. And I also think, I think they need to do this is like a pre-show before the main event almost. And I think Udius versus Yuga to not end the arc would have been really weird, especially considering Yugioh is gone. I guess you could have had Udius Yuga and then pivot to Udius Yuhi, but that would have felt a little underwhelming to me. So I think in order to get Udius Yuga to be the finale of this season, something that, keep in mind, Elaine, has not happened, I went back and looked, in 16 years. It's been 16 years since the only protag versus protag duel has happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is something that on average happens a decade and a half. So something like that to me screams, if it's not going to be show finale, season finale. So I think that's why they're doing Yuhi versus Yuga. I would have rather seen Yuumu versus Yuga instead of Yuhi versus Yuga, because we saw Yuhi versus Yuga as cats. Yuumu is just, well, we all know what's become.
It's about as bad as it can possibly get.
It's bad, and it hasn't improved very much. And we'll see what happens in season 3. But sadly, they were always going to pick Yuhi, just given the trajectory of this whole season. But I am, even though it's not confirmed, I am confident and hopeful Yuga versus Udius will conclude this season.
Still, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What if you flipped the duels? How would you feel? Like, say
I wouldn't like it.
If Udius and Yuga was first and Yuga won and Udius disappeared and then Yuhi then dueled Yuga for redemption, wins, gets the card, and they bring Udius back at the end of the season.
I wouldn't like it because I think no matter what, the end result is the same of the Velgirians coming back. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the actual issues with this season is it's felt like Yuhi has been pushed so much that would just feel like what we've seen this season squared to an extreme, where our main protagonist who has all the connections with the Velgirians is not the one who's able to actually get the job done, and it's Yuhi again stepping in and being like the savior of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an interesting proposal.
I just thought it would
but
be.
I wouldn't be a fan.
It would be interesting to see how the twins would react if Udius lost and was, and faded
died.
away and dies.
That would be the interesting
how they would
part.
feel about Yuga at that point too.
Sure.
Would be a very
Yuga would kill another protagonist, right? So there are interesting elements there, but I think the way that we have it is probably.
But yes, you're right with the Yuhi push.
That would especially people that are sick of him.
Even if it was Yuhi and Yuumu who then tag dueled him to win, would you hate it?
Not as much, but I still wouldn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I still wouldn't love it because we've already seen that.
What if it was just Yuumu? You'd probably love that. I mean, her character would take the biggest leap of all time.
Yeah, I'd like it more. I'd like it a lot more than just Yuhi. But I wish this was Yuumu.
Yeah, that's fair.
This could have been Yuumu
Easily.
Yeah.
Why not?
Thank you.
I don't know.
For the
Maybe they'll go a route where it's Yuga Yuhi, and then next week is Yuga Yuumu, and then the final two is Udius Yuga.
But
I don't know. Maybe they'll go that route.
So then you step them in to have Yuumu lose another duel. After Yuhi loses, and then Yuga duels 3 times in 4 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd love that. I'm just kind of spitballing
that would feel
possibilities.
That would just feel congested. I think.
Yeah, you could be right about
3
that.
3 duels, 4 episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
All with one character as the opposition.
We've got our pick'em for that duel coming up very, very, very soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. Got a few more super chats, which I appreciate all you. So thank you for those.
Mm-hmm. Here, I got this one.
You got it, bro? No, okay, yeah.
I got it. We got $10 from Electra Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it, my man.
Kevin said, we all knew Yuhi would be dueling again, but a rematch against Yuga for the arc season finale duel makes sense, I guess, since Udius can't duel at the moment, and Yuhi is the best and strongest duelist in the show.
We just addressed
Yeah, I mean, this was practically what we had just talked about. I'm in full agreement with Dill that I think it's going to be Yuhi first and then a Udius Yuga duel to end the show. So while Yuhi dueling again and it's a rematch might not be the best thing, I think it leads into an even bigger, better, more intriguing duel with Yuga Udius being the finale.
Yeah, I think it was the right pick.
Yeah.
I think it was the right pick. I mean, listen, I would have preferred Uemu, but from a show logical sense, Kevin makes a good point, right? Like, who's going to take on Yuga between the twins? Yuhi, at this point, has surpassed Uemu in every way, including as a duelist.
Oh, yeah.
So you're obviously going to pick
Yeah.
Yuhi to step up. He is your best fighter. So
100%.
it makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, most definitely. Now we have $5 from Ice Aiden.
Ice Aiden. Thank you, man.
That so messed me up. I couldn't even process it.
That is scary. Hello, Yugi Bros. I'm on vacation, so I can enjoy some time with you guys today.
Nice.
Also, Gakuto is greater than Manabu. I mean,
That's
does that even need to
facts.
be said?
Is there a growing
Manabu.
movement? in
Someone's gonna
America?
argue it, but you know.
No,
Well,
there's.
Pete, how do you feel about Manabu?
In terms of Manabu, this guy sucks.
I mean, we got to call it what it
I'm
is.
glad that was added.
That had to get added. No, Manabu. Yeah,
I think that's my first one. Right?
I think
No.
it might be.
Yeah, I
It might
think
be.
it's my
Pete
first
doesn't
one.
say too many goofy things like Dredge says a lot of goofy
Oh,
things.
Dylan, you're a genius.
Like that one.
Here's Dylan's package. So is it technically a deuce?
Dredge.
I don't remember that one. I said that one.
What was that?
The rest I remember.
In that case,
don't know.
I'm not regarding it as goofy. I'm regarding it as factual.
Yeah. Well, no, that was a real one.
He was
Manabu.
cooking.
This guy sucks.
Well, no, I mean, we just got to be honest.
Gakuto's better.
There's no way that anybody would make that argument.
No.
Even the big Manabu fans. I think a lot of big
So
Manabu
we're going
fans
to
were
chat,
also
I'll say.
Gakuto fans.
And that's why they like Manabu.
Yeah, and
Gakuto
that's
is-
fair.
Bro, we love Gakuto.
There's no way anybody would make that argument. So I don't even think that's a debate we got to get into.
Yeah.
But thank you, regardless, Ice Aiden, for the super chat.
We got to ask. Oh, no. Never mind.
Who?
I was going to say Barreletti, but we don't even know if we're getting a.
We don't know. Well, no, we know we're getting a Go Rush dub, but we don't know if they're doing it where they're going to bring back
Like,
the voice actors
right, yeah,
to
I don't
voice.
have the info, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. There's been nothing announced regarding it. So hopefully they do. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd
And
be
then,
great.
and then we'd have to ask him, which of these two characters do you prefer? When you
Yeah,
go
we
to-
could. Yeah, we
I
could.
don't think we know the answer.
Yeah, I think Gakuto will always be.
Dude, Gakuto reigns supreme.
Yeah.
That dude did everything, man.
No, he was a very good character.
I agree.
And Manabu.
Is there a growing
Manabu.
movement in America?
You know,
So
just
good.
not. Yeah, there is.
There is.
But Ice
And-
Aiden, thank you.
and you know what? Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's growing, man.
It's growing. We were getting everybody on the train. We have 20 months of Raw Yellow membership from Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal
you,
Cole.
Crystal.
Appreciate you.
On this week's I Make You Old, the Digimon anime franchise turns 25 this day, and the first anime started tomorrow, the 7th, back in 1999. Feel old?
Yes.
Little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm reminded
Pokemon's
pretty often.
older, right?
Pokemon is older.
97 or 98.
Somewhere in there.
Feel a little bit old.
Between that, Yu-Gi-Oh, like I'm like, wow, these all started like in the last like couple years of the 90s. I'm like, shit, they were celebrating like 25 years. It's like that's.
That's terrifying.
It's a long time.
I guess Yu-Gi-Oh is an like because there was an anime in like 1999, right? Like,
Yeah,
sure, and then
The
it
Toei
started-
anime, yeah.
But still, so like Yu-Gi-Oh as a property, like all that stuff is celebrating 25. You know, some rolling on 30. Like it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
Yes, it is, my man.
I remember the Digimon first.
That is a show I actually never watched.
Really good.
Really?
I watched it a little, not a lot.
I bring it up every time it comes up in the. I think it's the second season when the main antagonist, part of his whole arc is that his brother gets hit by a car and dies. This is a children's anime, and his brother gets hit by a car. I'm like, wow, Ken's. I cried when I was a kid. I watched that. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, not good.
There's too many sound effects on the board.
We're not even. What was that?
I love how he's just enjoying himself so much over there.
Oh
my God.
You also said at one point you were like, "Yeah, you got hit by a car," and I just played, "Oh no!"
Oh my God, dude.
That's horrible. That's
That is
terrible.
awful.
Yeah.
What am
You're
I
the one that
doing?
played the sound.
I know. What am I doing, man?
Yeah.
No one knows, man.
Right, I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Crazy. All right. The next we've got 2 back-to-back $10 donations from Shark Messiah.
Shark Messiah.
Ooh.
Thank you, Shark. Thank you so
Shark.
much, Shark. Appreciate you.
So the first of which says, "Looks like my Monster Reborn is making an appearance again. Also, loving Yugioh in the villain role. Hopefully, we get to see Seven's Fear next week. Also, Yuhi gonna lose hard to Yugioh. He's done playing.
Seven's Fear Magician is the card that when it came out, I showed it to all of you
Looks
guys,
sick,
showed it to chat, and said, man, like, if Yugioh is, like, either evil or plays that, like, antagonist role even for a little bit, like, that is the card that I hope we get to see him use. Because that card is really, really, really cool. And it looks like that is the route that we could be getting with Yugioh. He's got 2 duels to play that card. So, yeah, let's see it, man. Seven's Fear Magician. Let's see it. Would love to see it. And Shark also talks about, the duel. And, boys, I think it's time to pick the duel because I think that's a good kind of transition there. So I'm going to put the summary up.
And then after that, we'll get to his second donation.
Oh, that was only the first.
That was only the first.
Read
Only
the
the
second,
first.
please.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
read the second.
And then he says, also, how likely do you think it is we get Yugioh versus Yuumu and then Yugioh versus Yugioh as the next 2 duels? I just get the feeling we're going to get a gauntlet of duels against Yugioh coming up. Boss rush.
Yeah,
LOL.
so like what you said, going from
Funny, I didn't
Yugioh
even
to-
see Shark's donation there, and that is exactly what kind of crossed my mind.
Yeah.
So I'll be
I
honest.
Can see the second part of that, for the next Yugioh versus Yuumu and Yugioh versus Yugioh being the next 2, sounds like a stretch, but definitely Yugioh.
No, that's I think what they mean is after the Yuhi, because he said Yuhi's gonna lose hard to Yugioh,
And then everybody
and
just
then,
keeps doing.
and then the next 2 would be Yugioh, Yuumu, Yugioh, which is what Dylan said before, and I said I feel like it might feel congested
Yeah,
to
I
have
agree.
those 3 duels that quickly.
Back
but
to back to back.
And also, it's very rare for a character that's not your main protagonist to duel 3 times in a row. That, I don't know if it probably has happened before, but, like, I can't, off the top of my head, think about a time in any Yu-Gi-Oh anime, take out your pro tags, where a character dueled 3 different duels in a row. Now, I know Yugioh technically is a protagonist, but obviously not in the show. So I would just feel like that could also be, like, a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be
Getting
a lot, but I
Yugioh
can see
to have
the-
to use, like, 3 different strategies. So Shark, even though I did suggest it, I don't think that's the route they're going to go. Now, the cool thing is we'll know in a day or 2 because we imagine the summaries should be dropping around the 9th of this month. So we'll know in a couple of days what's going on here. I believe that Yuhi is going to duel Yugioh. It's going to last until the middle of 101, and then Yuhi will start at the end of 101, and that'll go to 103, and that's how our arc is going to come to an end. That's what I believe.
You called Yugioh Yuhi in both of those.
Did I?
Too many
God.
U names.
A lot of you boys.
Too many U names,
Just,
man.
just so that people understand.
A lot of Judger says a lot of U boys, and like those aren't even the U boys.
I know.
'cause
That's,
the U
that's our
boys.
5.
I know there's too many U boys, man. I gotta get another water.
Too many of you.
No, I missed it.
You want me to read the summary again while we're sitting here? Yeah?
Nah.
No?
So we're rereading it.
Well, we're about to pick the duel, so,
Oh,
like,
so it'd be a good refresher.
Yeah,
than
yeah.
typical. Yeah, I like that.
Episode 100, The Obstructor. The robot Quaiduel left behind contains information on a card that can revive Valgyrians. Asaka and co work on their plan to complete that card and revive the Valgyrians. However, there is someone obstructing their progress.
And
Could that
The
be?
obstructor.
Bum. The
boys, we have to make our
Obstructor.
picks.
Okay.
It's time
I'm in the middle of a duel, so
to
I'll
make
tell
our
you
picks.
out loud.
To make our pick.
That way, no, because that way so you don't swing.
Wait, did you take the picture off our group chat? Or is it just not showing the picture for me?
What are you talking about?
Oh, it didn't show up on like the top left.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Also, Elaine, the very, very awesome person that she is, she went back through every single Crazy 8's podcast, and she tallied the scores for the pick'em. So, yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
wow.
so
I tried to lose a bit. So
that's the issue. So Dredger's a little, it's hard to know how he's actually doing.
Dredger
Oh
stinks.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are we ready
Yes,
for the
same.
score
Yes,
results? This is going to be crazy. We are all within 5.
Wow.
Dredge is in last.
So
Probably
in last
not.
place with 41. Now I don't know how many duels this is out of, but in last place with 41 points is Dredger.
yeah,
Wow.
makes sense.
In second to last place with 42 points is Nick T.
Let's go.
In third place with 44 points is Calibro. And then tied for first with 46 points,
No surprise there.
me and Pete.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
Yeah. So that
It's
is
anybody's.
sense.
It's anybody's, right?
it's anybody's race, 100%. Well, yeah, maybe it's 3 people's race.
Bro.
Nice. I like it. I got included there.
That is Elaine. Thank you for compiling those stats. Are we ready?
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1, send.
Nice.
Okay. Well,
He's in the middle of it, so I had to.
I can't confirm whether or not we've all picked the same. Nah, I'm kidding. We all
it's
picked the same.
unanimous.
I can.
Well, wait. It's not necessarily unanimous.
We have all picked, maybe against our better judgment,
Probably.
Yuga
Usually lose me to this.
to win.
I don't know. I think the last time we were unanimous, we won.
No, we picked Yuhi and Uemu.
Oh, okay. Yeah. yeah. It's just fair.
This arc's been rough because then only I think me and Cal picked Yugioh. I think there was another one earlier that I got wrong. So this arc's been tough for a lot of us. It's been unpredictable. Does anybody want to talk about it?
Sure.
Why they're picking Yuga?
Sure.
Okay, because I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay. So I'll speak for all of us.
Okay.
Surprise! I think Yuga's gonna win. We all think Yuga's gonna win,
Yeah.
and
And
you can't really go into this duel with Yugioh losing with 2 to 3 episodes remaining,
Mhm.
because if he's the obstructor, if you get past the obstructor in 1 to 1.5 episodes, what is left?
You
for
achieve your
3
goal.
episodes?
That's
Yeah,
it.
your goal's already achieved. So just by purpose of the story and finishing the arc and getting to the desired result that you want, you have to have this loss first.
I know another person trying to finish a story, and I don't think it's going to go very well for him either.
I disagree.
Are you talking
Yeah?
about Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, it might be Cody
I
Rhodes.
like that. I like that. I might take
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to finish the story. I don't know, man.
He will.
Crybaby Cody.
Also, there is a chance
I
that
don't know, man.
it's not fully unanimous because we do have the coin.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
The coin.
Well, Nick T. Dredge Pete, do
Yeah.
either of you want to explain why you're picking Yuga?
Not even a
Well,
little
so
bit, no.
I'm.
Yeah,
I mean, just
There's
to
nothing
add,
else to
well, he
say.
goes flip the
yeah,
coin.
just to add to what Caliber was saying, because obviously I'm in agreement with what
I have to tell him who's who.
with what he said.
No, you don't.
It just simply isn't Yuhi's duel to win. This is
Yuga's
moment.
No. This
I mean, technically.
this is Udious's battle. This is Udious's war. This is for the life of the people. This is for Udius, our protagonist, after all, to win.
Yeah.
This is, someone stands in the way of the last member of a race and the revival of that race. This is Udius's duel to win.
And before we
Well
flip
said.
that coin, go right there. Top one.
Jamie
I was trying to point to it.
Jamie
Yeah, I
Caslana,
was looking.
thank you so freaking much for the very, very
Oh,
generous $50
yeah.
donation. Jamie, it's been a long time. I hope everything's been well with you. Thank you so much for the very kind donation. Thank you so much. I am finally pushing past the 70s of Go Rush to catch up to the
Wow.
podcast.
Let's
I was going to
go.
say, Jamie is someone who has been extremely generous to me in the past. And I have not actually heard from Jamie in a while, which is pretty normal because people drop shows, come and go. And I've always said, Jamie, everyone watching, whether you watch the show or you drop it or whatever, that probably got very loud. I and the wonderful 4 men sitting next to me, we will continue to go as long as a Yu-Gi-Oh anime continues to go, and we'll always be here.
My only concern is we're like 55, and it's like they got younger, and it's like 8-year-olds.
Well then,
Yeah, we might have to.
Well, like that's when Dylan's children. Was
Yeah, they have to come in. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
By then, we'll, yeah.
Jamie, thank you so
was that
much.
mean? What was that?
And man, I have to say, they ruined
No,
Manabu.
no.
In terms of Manabu, I mean, this guy sucks.
And Uemu has kind of fallen off for me. I hope it gets better because I'm really not liking this tournament.
Oh boy.
Manabu.
Is there a growing
he doesn't.
anti-Manabu
In his
movement
defense,
in
Manabu hasn't
America?
changed since then. He's just
Manabu's not going to get much better.
Uemu's
That being said,
same thing.
you're in
For now.
you're in the 70s. I think a top 10 villain of the franchise is right around the corner.
Yes.
That character is worth getting excited about, Jamie. I love the villain. I genuinely think they're one of the best villains we've had in the last maybe 7 or 8 years of Yu-Gi-Oh. They are worth the 70s and the 80s. Uemu has kind of fallen off for me. I don't want to spoil things too much.
That's all you. Yeah, you're good there. I feel like if you don't say anything like that, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've enjoyed the show since that point, right? It's not like
Yeah. How do you feel about the show, Jamie? You can just write it in the chat. Would love to know how you feel about the show. But man, Jamie, thank you so much for the kind donation. So happy that you want to get caught up with the podcast again. Means the world. Again, we're still live every Wednesday night. That being said, again, don't force yourself to watch something that you're not loving just to be a part of the podcast. But I do say this arc, which started around episode 90, 91, very, very, very good.
Yes.
The tournament arc I actually was not a big fan of until like Zion showed up and until we got to the actual duels of the tournament and that one guy showed up. I don't want to reveal who that is.
Oh, that guy.
It is worth, not that guy, but the other guy.
No. Yeah, I know who you're talking
It's going to be
I see what
worth
you
it,
did
Jamie.
there.
There is a fantastic villain right around the corner. And thank you so much. I think Jamie just wrote in chat, if you can read that.
Jamie said, I think the show was very strong for the first 5 arcs, but this 6th arc is really feeling like a slog. I think it's a fun time overall, though. Which I
don't disagree.
understand.
Can I add,
understand that.
Jamie, can you write what episode you're at? Because the first half of that tournament arc, we were all pretty critical. That was the arc, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, it was the next arc where Nick T and Pete fell asleep during an episode.
Yes, we did.
So you got that to look forward to, Jamie. I'll say the 6th.
Tournament wasn't the beginning of
And
tournament wasn't great.
The 6th and the 7th arc, I think, ended phenomenally,
They started
but
poorly.
started middle. There were some sus moments there in terms of
but
quality.
slow
Yeah,
burn.
in terms of quality.
Yeah.
You could say that.
But arc 8, which is the arc we're in now, we got 4 episodes left of it, I think is tracking to be the best arc of the show. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. I think the arc's been incredible. The moments we've gotten, I think what's to come. Now, obviously, what's to come has to execute, but I think this arc number 8, is tracking to be the best of the show.
I actually very much
I finished episode 73. Yeah. Jamie is a couple episodes away from. Yeah.
Where we fell
Okay.
asleep,
Okay. Jamie, just by mid 70s to late 70s, you're going to be having some fun. You're right there. You're right there, Jamie.
And
Your mind's going
I
to be
can't even
blown.
remember the episode. Well,
they ended
think
the
it was
episode with,
75.
I love Epoch, though.
Poo, poo,
Who
poo,
said that?
poo. Poo, poo,
Jamie said that I
poo.
love Epoch.
Jamie.
Jamie
poo.
at the end of the episode.
Can you do a poo, poo, poo? Poo, poo, poo. That's too high pitched. You got to do it a little lower.
Poo, poo, poo.
No. Like it's more like poo, poo, poo. Like that.
Like poo, poo, poo.
Yeah, a little lower though. So
Poo,
like
poo, poo.
no, not like deep. Like so, clear your throat. Like me.
No.
Me.
Okay.
Me.
Poo, poo. No, that's
No.
poo, poo, poo. Right there.
Poo, poo, poo.
That was good. That was good. You got it.
Poo, poo, poo.
You're going into the falsetto.
Yeah, that was his
Poo,
issue.
poo, poo, poo.
No. Jamie.
That was all over the place.
Hopefully, Jamie still likes Epoch after that. Jamie,
I was hoping he wouldn't.
Thank you so much for the kindness. Seriously, you are very, very kind, and I'm very grateful for you, Jamie. So we're all picking Yugioh to win.
Shall I flip the coin?
Yeah, let's do the coin flip.
Okay. We got good old Yami Yugi on the front. That'll be Yuga,
Yeah, I like that.
and the Yu-Gi-Oh symbol will be Yuhi.
Ooh, got a good sound too. You know,
right.
that's how you know it's a good flip.
And the coin has picked Yuhi.
So it's not unanimous.
F that coin.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I'm not worried about any coin. Come on.
I don't know. The coin's been pretty good, man.
Limestone, thank you for the $2 donation. Does Dredge have a workout routine?
Oh, Dylan
Here's
Dylan
the
package.
Limestone.
When I am working, I haven't been working out in a while, but when I am working out, yeah, I have a routine. If you want, send me a message on YouTube or on Twitch, and I can send it to you.
You haven't been working out in a while?
No.
How do you maintain that physique?
I have to.
Because I've seen your body. You still look like you're in great shape.
I had to pick up a guy from the floor today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a workout.
He's okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay, oh, good.
Him working is him.
But like me, I transfer people. I have to get them up. I have to like do like.
He's lifting.
Like,
Yeah.
constantly.
Judge's work is like a
mild
low to
workout.
medium level workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a mild workout.
When you
He's on his feet all day, bro.
do you
When have
do
you seen his
do
physique
leg
recently?
days?
Do I do leg days? Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
What was your workout routine when you were part of the soccer team in high school?
I actually did less working out when
I
I
was-
played soccer than after.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
same thing.
Is it because it's a cardio sport?
No,
I think
it's nothing to
'cause
do
we
with. You need to
care.
be strong for soccer. Like I mean, it's not that. It's just like when you do. I don't think you probably like. Dylan, I wish you would do one. I think if you did one leg day that I did, I don't think you'd be alive the next
He'd
day.
be in a wheelchair for like 3 days.
Yeah, I think so.
He wouldn't be able to
Like when you like work out your legs, you, like if you do it correctly, you physically should be in pain the next day.
I played pickleball with my family over the weekend. I couldn't walk for like 2 days.
That just tracks. That tracks.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
That tracks really well.
It was
So,
a
yeah.
tough game.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
you know what though? To your defense, your mom's
Oh,
like
pickle-
your mom's like a professional pickleball player.
No, I mean,
And my dad's been playing like 3 days a week for the last like 3 months now,
Yeah,
so
so
he was very good
and
too.
you're like
pickle-
sweating.
Pickleball,
Yeah.
you should. It's a good workout. Like you're
It was
always
a lot of
sweating
fun.
and moving around. Like,
Yeah, we ended up playing 5 sets. It was me and my brother versus.
Did you guys win?
We did not.
Yeah, I
no.
didn't think so.
We lost 11-9, 11-9. Then we won 11-8, 11-7, and then we lost 12-10. So that
Wow.
was, yeah.
Alright, close.
Game 2 where we lost 11-9, we were up 7-0 to start
No,
that
you-
game, and we
Wow.
lost.
You got
The
yeah.
fact that you're admitting that tells you.
No, we didn't get cocky. We just my mom is very good, and my dad used to be kind of the weak spot, but he's very good now too. So
it's over for you guys.
Yeah.
I can see your mom getting real heated, like we're down 7-0, like, and then just coming back this like world class performance.
I mean, maybe, but if it was, she did it very internally. She
Really?
externally, she was not, shaken.
No,
Although
she-
I got to be
she's-
honest, like so Pete is known on the tennis courts to dive every now and then, which I would never do because the tennis courts are painful. But when you're on like a gym floor, because we were playing in a church, they had a
kinda take the
pickleball
dive,
court.
yeah.
I was diving a little bit more than I would playing tennis, and like. I was like, I'm like the freaking thing at the
Gummy.
the used
Yeah,
car shops.
the
that are, like,
waving
blowing in the
inflatable
wind.
foot man, yeah.
So I'm doing like these crazy things to hit the ball. And much like you two know in tennis, I'm good at retrieving and
Yeah.
getting things in play and
You
lobbing.
got the reach.
Pickleball, I'm very, very similar, and so is my brother. And so there were a lot of points where my mom would just start hysterically laughing in the middle of the rally because I'm throwing myself on the
Yeah.
floor.
Oh.
And I started using that as a tactic, but I ended up getting hurt. I hurt my kneecap, sliding too much.
You exploited your mother's love of laughter.
Anything to win, man.
That's fair. That's fair.
Again, that tracks. Like I don't know what else
He's
to
on, he's
say.
on the Yuga mindset, man. Whatever he's got to
And
do,
we-
he's got
we-
to do.
and we
Wow,
didn't-
my mom's happy right now. I should use that to try to win.
Oh my god.
And we didn't even win.
Yikes.
But Limestone, thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it. If you ever want to know my workout routine, you can always
Also,
ask.
I also have some that you should have redeems on my Twitch channel to work out.
No.
Yeah.
No. I
That helps
respect
too.
you
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah. Making me have to work out. Like, it's
No.
good. A little extra workout.
It's the blood.
I'm not. I don't even. That's one I don't even consider. I'd rather bring the plague mask back before.
Why don't you bring the
working
play bass then?
'Cause I don't know
actually,
where it
Dylan,
is.
now that you mention it, you're missing one of your redeems. You took it off because Pete was streaming, but you got to put it back on for yourself. You said you'd have it as a redeem.
Oh, the Bucky.
The Bucky onesie.
Yeah.
Where's it been?
I'll put it back on. I'll put it back on.
Oh, I want to do it right now, real quick. I can help you.
I-
I know how to do it.
I'm not gonna do
I don't
it
want
right
you to
now.
forget. You know.
I will
Actually, you know what, Dak? Dak, can you put it back on for me? Thank you so much.
I will put it back on. Don't worry.
Dak, if it's not back on by tonight, please put it back on.
I mean,
Thank you.
I'll wear it if I had to.
See?
Well, I
He's
took it
fine.
off because I didn't want you to feel.
Oh,
like
I don't
that.
want you to be
Did you
Bucky.
see what I went through last week?
the dino mask and the cowboy
Dude,
hat.
dude,
Horrible.
dude.
That's
Wait,
And I'm in the,
wait,
and
wait,
I'm
wait,
in
wait.
the middle of fighting the ninth sister. And it's a boss fight, and I'm like, I
Tough
can't even
fight.
see.
It looked tough.
Wait, wait.
That's like
Yeah, it looked tough.
Wait, Pete, wait for when you have the carrot hat, the Mario hat, the pimp hat, and you have the Spider-Man mask.
You let your hat stack.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's sick.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. And they love they purposely wait for like really tough times.
They
Oh,
do.
yeah, they do.
They
That's
do.
like when they had Dylan put the plague mask on when he was doing TikTok clock. Do you remember that?
100 coins.
Yeah.
And I did it.
And you did it.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Psychotic.
Couldn't do that again if you tried.
No, could not. Yeah, could not recreate that. Yeah, they do intentionally pick the toughest.
Oh,
one.
they
That was-
try.
Oh,
I
boss
mean,
fight? Of course.
I couldn't see anything. I was like,
No.
trying to look
I
at
can't
him
even
out
see
of his
my
mouth.
character.
It was
You have to look
bad.
out your mouth. Yeah,
It was
it's
bad
tough.
to
I
me.
think during one of the marathon streams when we were at your parents' basement, we played like Fall Guys and we all played like as a group. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And like we had, I think like I had the plague mask on. Like we had like 4 masks on at the same time, all playing.
Yep.
I think we won though. I think we won with the
Probably. Probably.
Knowing you guys, yeah.
The plague mask is unforgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very,
that one.
Very
That's-
unforgiving.
That's like painful.
That's a rough mask.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
have
Because
to play
you're
like
viewing
this.
like
It's like-
your viewing space is like here.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's through a lens.
It's not a
have to, like,
high
tilt
quality
it,
plague
like-
mask.
you should buy a higher quality.
I
one.
should.
It's
Because I
just for the
imagine
hell of it.
because doctors used to use that.
Yeah,
By the way, when
yes.
COVID first started, I was gonna walk into a supermarket with the plague mask on.
I guarantee you someone did.
Probably, but like
they usually stuffed it with like
Herbs and
Herbs
stuff.
or
Stuff
fruits
to.
and
Nah,
things
the whole
to
point
block
was
the
to block.
smell.
Yeah.
Of,
Okay.
rotting bodies.
yeah, because bubonic plague kind of
oh
really
yeah,
bad.
makes sense.
He has no. I bet you if you asked him about it, he wouldn't know anything about it.
Like-
It'd be so
like
funny.
bubonic plague. Like you know what that is.
No, that
right?
yes. The
What's bubonic plague?
The Black Death.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, he's got a synonym.
The sigh of
Homie's got a
relief.
synonym. He's got a synonym.
Everybody's just relieved if I know
Oh, thank God.
a basic historical. Oh, bravo! I was like, what is?
That's
All right,
very good.
pick Rick.
Yes. You want to read it? You can read that one.
I'll read it.
Fine,
Pick
that's fine.
Rick.
Thank you for the donut.
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Makes sense for Yuga to not want the Velgirians to come back. If they do, Yuga has to give the ship back to Yugioh.
And it
That's
is a
true.
cool- it's a cool ship.
It could be something where like he wants to keep that ship so he can maybe sell it on the black market and get money back to get back to the timeline. Could be something like that.
You think he can buy his way back to the timeline?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Honestly, though, Pick Rick, that's actually hilarious.
I like that.
Gravity Hero, thank you for
No,
the
he's
$5 super chat. Season 3 will be Yuamu's season.
I agree.
Also, I didn't say it last, but rest in peace, Yugioh. My man went out like a champ. Also, Manabu
In terms
is a
of Manabu,
fraud.
I mean, this guy sucks.
Yeah, no, Manabu is
Is
absolutely.
there a growing anti?
Is there a growing anti-movement
Manabu?
in America?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. He is a little bit of a fraud.
Yeah. He brings shame to the
So Getsu name.
Sugetsu name.
Gakato's come a long way.
Yeah. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
He almost lost his way with Gaku Ting.
Yeah, but he found it. He was like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We have $2 from Elaine.
Thank
you,
you,
Elaine.
Elaine.
She said to share the scores for the pick'em, and then Yumu needed a duel.
Elaine, we were on the same wavelength. I was waiting to do the pick 'em before sharing them, but yeah, thank you for calculating those. Me and Pete at 46, Cal 44, Nick T. Dredge 42, 41
I have
respectively.
to think though. I tried to pick wrong, and I picked wrong for a few.
You actually got one right. When
It's
you were
got to
trying
be.
pick
I got what? Yeah, but
I don't know. I think that's
so.
happened most of the
I
time.
would flip it. I would minus that and give me the other ones, but we can't. That's so much. work,
What?
so I'm not doing it. What do you mean? Minus the
also-
one that I got
no,
right.
Judge-
No, I was trying to pick wrong. So I'm saying the ones that I actually
Self-sabotage
picked.
is self-sabotage, man.
Oh,
You're
I
not-
Although it
don't-
would
I
be
don't
it would
care.
be very
Yeah,
impressive
I
though
do.
if you're able to get the win and you self-sabotaged for like 5 weeks.
I have no chance. I'd have to literally start picking against you guys like just crazedly and hope I get it right.
I don't know. I think if you picked every duel from here on out correctly, you'd probably win. You'd have to go perfect. And remember, if anybody gets 21 in a row, I'm going to buy the fog machines. You can do the Undertaker.
We're never
entrance.
getting 21.
No,
We're never getting 21 right now.
no,
the 21.
I kind of forgot about that.
I remember that.
no, because none of us have ever come close. It's so hard to do that. The 21
I'm
streak.
on like a 24 streak.
No,
and I'm
you're
waiting
not,
for the
because
fog
we all
machine.
picked Yuhi Uemu.
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What?
Why-
We all picked
Cal's
Yuhi
just-
Uemu.
He's just.
I don't think I did.
Let him
You
go.
did.
Let
We
him
all
go.
did.
We all
Just-
did.
Did I?
Yes.
We all sing.
I wasn't here for that week.
5 Australian from Electric Kevin.
Thank you,
Did
Kevin.
you just try to do an Australian accent there? Yes.
This is going to be a great great 3-episode season finale duel. Yui's going to beat Yuga again, no doubt. Wow. Maybe Yuga will use all of the 7 aces again.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess Kevin is viewing this as the final duel of the season.
But
we have 4 episodes. Well, he's saying it's a 3 episode, and then I guess the final episode would be like a wrap-up episode.
The reviving.
I'd be shocked. I mean, again, I can't remember the last time a main protagonist did not duel in the final duel of a season. I think we go back to Jean-Michel Raget. I think we've done that one before.
We haven't had a 3 full episode Rush duel, have we?
I think Yugioh Udius to end season 1
was 3. No, I think it was like what's like 3
maybe
it was
2.5.
most. It was the ending, right? It was like it was after the. I'm saying this looks like it's gonna be 3 episodes full.
I mean, that you could take that might just be reading too much into it. He could mean going into 3 episodes, not like 3 full.
Maybe I mean. It's not impossible, but if I had to put a percentage on it, it's low.
We will know in a couple of days. And if the
we'll
summaries for 101 and 102 pertain to Yuga and Yuhi, then
you know, yeah.
And then if, by the way, if this is if you told me, hey, this is the final duel of the season, I'd probably pick Yuhi.
Yeah.
I'm picking Yuga based on the fact that I don't think this is the final duel. Yeah, with 4 episodes left, I think it's too much time to say this is the last one.
And by the way, even before the batch of summaries drop, if we watch the episode and then find the duel ends in the episode, it ends in the episode.
Yeah, it could end one. Could be one episode. Duel.
Could be. Yeah,
could be. True.
Yeah. Well, listen, it'll be interesting. I mean, what is? Let me end the picking. I'm curious to see how many people picked Yuhi. Probably a decent amount because Yuga. Honestly, here's the thing: Yuga loses a lot. He's the most losingest character in the franchise. He just is. True. That's a fact. Yep. And Yuhi's been on a tear, and Yuhi, you can say, lost his last duel.
10% draw result.
Cal, do you want to read that?
Seems
high. We got 71% saying Yuga wins, 18% saying that Yuhi wins, and 10% saying draw no result.
Those are closer than I thought it would be.
Only 1% for the milk this time.
Okay, so we're doing like a low-fat thing.
That's fine. Well, we went 3% last time, so we had to balance it back out.
The milk we had
that was
nasty,
thick milk.
That
was.
I mean, 30% of people do not think Yuga will win. That's still pretty high.
That is still pretty high.
So
I'm just surprised to see how close draw no result and Yuhi are.
Yeah,
like it's only an 8% difference.
Yeah. Well, for a reference, we all picked Yuga. The coin picked Yuhi. But thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it. The donation,
the coin, and that goes to Yuhi.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I like that.
You have one more, right?
And then we have.
I'm like milk.
I fill her up. Balloon.
Minnesota.
Our final donation so far is 55 months of Obelisk Blue membership from KP.
Halfway to 100. That is absurd. K, thank you for 55 months. Wow.
Hiya, Home Skillet crew. I can't see the emoji here because it didn't copy in, but I may not follow Rush, but who would be your most wanted pick or dream matchup for the end of this season? Would you still want to see a face-off? Who would you still want to face off before next season?
Okay, so we got 4 episodes until the season ends. First of all, thank you so freaking much for being a channel member for so long. Thank you for being a friend for so many years. Wonderful to hear from you, as it always is. The end of this season, honestly, my dream matchup is what I think we're going to get, and that is the protagonists, Udius and Yuga. Yep. That is my dream matchup. We have not seen a protag versus protag duel in 16 years in the franchise. Let's do it. Let's get it. I think that's where we're headed. I'm very excited about it.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's something we've talked about.
Let's say, because I think we're all going to pick that. Let's say, for her hypothetical, let's quickly remove Udius versus Yuga.
Okay.
The problem is all the cool characters are dead. Quaidules, Yugioh.
That makes it a lot harder.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yuna versus Yuga.
Okay.
I would just like to see that.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Yuna versus Yuga. I think it would be a very interesting duel.
It would be interesting.
I'm trying to think. Maybe Yuumu Yuhi, but like Yuumu.
Yuumu somebody. I want to see her duel again.
I know, but the problem is she hasn't.
No, I want to see Yuumu win. That's it. I just want to see Yuumu win a duel. It's been so long.
Yeah, but she would need a cupcake for that.
No. Yeah. I want to see her. I want to see her win a legitimate.
She'd have to go up against Chupataro.
No. Okay.
She needs 2 wins to break the record. I don't know if she's getting it.
That's disparaging.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
It was.
Can Dredge P, can you guys think of anything outside of the pro tags?
There you go. Cal thought on one.
Yuumu and Tremolo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
It doesn't really make sense anymore, but like
At the
if it
time,
could have
it did.
happened when it should have happened,
Yeah.
that would have been a great tool.
And it should have happened when it could have happened. Yeah.
Yes. That was we twisted the tongues. But
I
it
know.
worked
That's why I
out.
wanted to do that. But yeah,
That's one that I think would have been cool to see at the appropriate time.
she was the head of the resistance.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
The Fallen Star, thank you for the $2 donation. Oh, this is cool.
Thank you.
Hello, new person here. For some
welcome.
reason, I got recommended that Go Rush episode 95 video where all of the Valgyrians died, and I was like, what have I been missing? So I started watching Sevens.
Oh,
Got a long way to go, yeah. And man, Goha City so far is a joke of a corporation. Love Yugioh, though.
There you go.
The exciting thing, The Fallen Star, if you've been here, this is cool. We don't often get people that are new and are watching Rush Yu-Gi-Oh! For the first time.
Jump into this.
Well, I will say this, not to promote the channel, like self-promote or anything
No, you
like
should.
that.
This is your channel.
But we have done an episode for probably every single episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens and every single episode of Go Rush, maybe bar one or two. So if you enjoy these podcasts and there's like a big episode and you want to see our reaction, my episode reviews, very, very sporadic. They have been now for some time. So there might not be a review on it, but you can always find our podcast on it. Go to playlist, Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up or Crazy 8's, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, you can kind of watch it week to week, or like kind of watch along as you go through your Sevens, and then inevitably your Go Rush journey,
Yeah.
which would be really cool. That's a really cool thing to see. That like someone saw your video on a far future episode, like 200 episodes later, and was like, I should start this.
Yeah, that's
Like
cool.
that's sick.
That is really cool.
That is cool. That is cool. The Fallen Star, thank you for another $2 donation. Okay. Well, I'll take back everything I said because this looks like it's an RP account, and they were not actually being serious.
I had a weird feeling.
I remember why I hate Gohan now. They hired that freak that rained down satellites for God knows why. One of them hit me, and I got amnesia for 13 years, and no one told me because they didn't want to tell me that my parents passed away because of it as well. F. Well, there you go. So it was a meme account. There was 10 minutes between the donations, so I thought it was actually genuine.
You got duped.
No, that's all right. Fallen Star, I appreciate it, man. I mean, listen, there are probably people out there that are watching Rush for the first time, which is cool. But, it's awesome. All right.
Yeah,
so
forget everything we just said.
well,
Literally.
unless there is a lurker that maybe has started watching it. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
But listen, thank you guys so much for an amazing, amazing episode of Crazy 8's, hopefully. Natalie, thank you for the $2 super chat. Getting the best recommendations right now. See you later. All right, Natalie, have a great, great night. Thank you so much for the super chat. I want to thank all of you guys who donated. Special thank you to Jamie and Angie with the very, very generous donations. Thank you both so much. To everybody that watched, lurked, thank you. Huge thank you to Caliber, Nick T, Dredge, and Pete, part of this team. This would not be a podcast without them. So huge thank you to them for taking time out of their busy week every week to join me and doing this. I'm going to let them promote anything. If they've got anything going on, please give them a follow. That's all that I ask. We're going to start with Calibro, and then we're going to rip it down the table. And again, thank you guys so much for coming by.
Yeah, we're just gonna go right to Nick T.
Oh, just like that, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got nothing to promote right
Wow.
now.
Nick T's not ready.
No, now I am.
Okay.
I expected him to say something.
Watch.
So,
Dylan on Twitch.
like previous weeks, I don't have it. I'm not promoting the Twitch right now, as that's like on a hiatus. But I've got a lot of music stuff going on this year. And it's actually now most of it is now in my link tree, as provided by Angie and Dak there. Nameling album sometime in the near future. I've got songs everywhere. You can stream music. So stay on top of that. We're content and stuff abound. It's happening soon. Mom Fight's coming back if you're into some heavier music. We're gonna finally put out a record this year, and then finally I play guitar in a new band right now called Fragile Homes. We're doing a lot of stuff this year. Couple live sessions. One of which is now at the top of my link tree. If you're into vinyl, we're doing a live session that's recorded directly to vinyl, personalized. So you pick one of the songs, you get that song, we record it right just for you, and you get it delivered to you for $30. So if you're into that, go to the link tree, pre-order it, and in May we'll do the recording for it, which I think will be really sick. And all three of those projects, You can stream everywhere: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you stream music, and you can follow them on all social media platforms wherever you socialize. So go check that out.
Woo. Cool. Very cool. Good stuff, Nick T. I love it. Love it.
Bio.
What sounds are you clicking? I see your fingers moving.
I'm just scrolling between pages.
Oh yeah.
He
sure.
just hit the one that said link in bio.
Here's Dylan's package.
For the donut.
Oh, okay. Yes! I'm Dredge. Stream at twitch.tv/Dredgenator, Pokemon Nuzlocke, JJK, and others. Pete.
Wow.
YouTube channel, Clueless Gamers. Twitter's PeeperCarrot21. I'm also on Super Deep Rot, playing some Jedi Fallen Order tomorrow night, probably around 9.
Let's
So
go.
if you're interested and want to come by the Twitch and hang out and make me put on silly hats, come over there and support Dylan and I. So, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for streaming Thursdays. Definitely follow Cal, Nick T, Dredge, and Pete. One last donation here from the Fallen Star. Thank you for the $2 donation. Oh, and apparently Gravity Heroes Dono did not get read. Gravity Heroes Season 3 will be Yuumu's season. Also, I didn't say, we definitely read that one.
Yeah, because you used.
Yeah, we definitely read. Yeah.
Is there a growing
Yeah, we 100% read that. Yeah.
movement
I'm
in
just seeing if there's
America?
another one that he sent in that we may have missed. But no, I think we, yeah.
think we
that's
got
another
it.
one. Yeah, no, we got it. All right. To everybody that donated, super chatted, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you so much. Helps this production out. Huge thank you as always to the team, Pete, Dredge, Cal, Nick T. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's episode 99, A New Path Forward. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good